Welcome to the Lineman Lounge, hosted by Mike and Evo, calling their shots and being outlandish.
Breaking news from Lineman Lounge. My fantasy football team just took a huge fucking hit. And that also makes it even more likely that the Raiders are going to beat the Ravens on Monday night. Le'Veon Bell is about to be your starter. Latavius Murray is going to go there as well. Jesus, fuck my ass.
Get ready for the thickest podcast in the game. Coming to you from Hangar 6, where sleeves are optional. Strap in. The show starts right now.
¿Cómo están, bitches? This is the Lineman Lounge, and this is a happy new year to everybody out there. I am Mike. This is Evo. We are back in studio for the first episode of 2022, and I'm very excited. We got a lot of shit going on. College football been going all fucking day today. Ohio State's still going on right now. We have other game that's going to come on while we're here in studio. It's going to be Baylor, Ole Miss. We got a fucking full slate of NFL games tomorrow, 16 fucking games. And we're going to break down all those games today. We're going to give our picks. And yeah, we're going to get some bets in there as well, man. How was your New Year's?
It was pretty good. I'd like to say fairly laid back and relaxed, and in some ways it was.
Okay.
I spent the New Year's at the house.
Right.
So had the lady over and a couple of her friends from work. Some drinks, watch the ball drop, so on and so forth. But they're a little bit younger than I am, so
they were going hard well after you were ready to go to bed.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm ready for bed around 3 a.m. type thing, and then 4 a.m. comes, 5 a.m. comes, 6 a.m. comes.
Fuck that.
7 a.m. comes, and that's when I was kind of ready to tap out. So I went to bed. She's still sleeping, and it is currently 6 because I don't know exactly how long they went at it. So, it was pretty laid back for me.
Yeah.
They're taking shots and stuff like that. And that's not quite my style anymore, but
Yeah,
I think it's going to be at least one of our styles today.
Yeah. So that probably will happen at some point today. I know that there's going to be a shot coming from the one and only Torres, but New Year's was pretty good for me, man. We hung out most of the day. I did some day drinking, and Torres is here. He is ready. I'm assuming. Let's get a little bit into the show first, and then
before we get into that, and before we throw up the hotline, we'll do our normal intro bits and whatnot.
Yeah. So it's pretty good, man. We hung out at some friend's house. Other football coaches and football kids. Did a little bit of drinking. I didn't drink too much. I kind of coasted all throughout the day, having some vodka orange juices. Had a few beers at the party. Stayed away from the Fireball because cinnamon makes me yak. Do not like it. Introduced my son on how to play beer pong. Don't worry, he did not drink any beer. Anybody? I drank for him because he is 9. However, that did make me very full fairly quickly because we did not win a game. He's
just a little bloated.
Yeah, he's not bad. Just that last cup. We were struggling to hit the last cup. But that front cup, he is fucking money. Sinks it every time. But other than that, we just kind of hung out, came back here, put the kids to bed, spent some quality time with producer Amber. And then we went to bed, woke up fairly early. I felt like dog shit, not because I had been drinking, but because I just did not get enough sleep. Fucking turned on some football, watched a little bit of football, took a sick ass nap today. I cannot remember the last time I actually took a nap. I was very pumped about that. So I feel pretty damn good right now.
And someone's already commenting Utah, and I think I know what they're talking about. We'll get into that.
Yeah, we're going to get there, guys. We're going to get there. I mean, there's a whole nother quarter to go. Everybody calm down. We just wanted to, do a little intro, say hi. Thank you for joining us on the first day of the new year, the year of our Lord, 2022. I was kind of pumped to actually be able to do it. We talked about doing one on the 31st. I wasn't sure if we were going to get enough people that want to actually sit down and watch on the 31st. This is, I think, better. Everybody's kind of nursing a little bit of a hangover, maybe.
Yeah.
Get some football content in and just kind of chill. That's what my day's been all about, fucking chilling, football. And now I'm in here and I get to talk about it with these guys. So,
Absolutely.
All right, man.
Yeah, we've had some newsworthy events happen over the past couple days since we were last on.
We have.
We had the unfortunate, had to talk about the legend John Madden passing on the last pod.
Correct.
And then we've had some more relative.
Well, one
deaths.
definitely associated with football,
Mhm.
And that would be, Coach Reeves, dies at 77, former Broncos and Falcons coach, also a player for the Cowboys. So thoughts and prayers out to him, his family, I should say. Obviously, leaving people behind is never easy. So we would like to extend our, condolences out to his family as well. And then another legend. Not at all football related, but I feel like this one definitely struck people pretty hard as well.
Yeah.
Betty White goes down in the last day of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
She was 99 years old. Hilarious woman. And there is not a better metaphor for the worst fucking year in probably human existence than losing Betty White on the last day of it.
Yeah, that's, everyone knew that she's about to break 100 here on, I believe, the 17th of January, that she was still kicking along. Everyone knows that, you're gonna die at some point. So people knew it was going to happen, but it just almost felt like it was not going to happen with her.
Yeah, I mean, Father Time is undefeated. We've said it about sports 100 times, but it's true in real life. The only person I thought that may be able to beat Father Time was Betty White, and that sad to say, not the case.
Yeah, see, now what I would have wished would have happened is when they knew that she was on those last steps, they cryogenically freeze her ass.
Okay, all right.
I've got a good buddy who is one of my soldiers in the Army now. He's a warrant officer. He actually pays monthly for an insurance where if he is on his deathbed, but he hasn't passed yet, that the service will get him to a cryogenic freezing facility and freeze his body.
So they can eventually find a cure and then bring him back?
Find a cure, or if there's the ability to transfer consciousness into a robot form, something like that. Right. So I think that's more of where he's leaning because he totally wants to be a fucking robot.
That's okay.
But all right. A little cyborg human type situation. But that's a thing out there. And a rich celebrity, I mean, what is it to them to pay?
Right.
I think he pays like $80 a month for it, something like that. Which,
that's fucking wild. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that it can't work. I mean, that they haven't tested this to see if it works, right?
I don't know if they can actually unfreeze anybody yet. I think Walt Disney is
Walt Disney is cryogenically frozen for sure.
There's people out there who have had it done, and I mean, in smaller cases and stuff like that, living in Minnesota, we hear about people who fall into a frozen lake,
right?
And they will be dead and frozen for hours or something like that, and then revived and stuff like that. And normally there's serious health implications along with that. Like they might be a vegetable afterwards, or they might, have lost cognitive function or something like that. But, we got super billionaires putting people in penis-shaped rockets and sending them up into space.
I mean, so
how far away are we? Elon's talking about adding AI chips into our heads so that way we can read each other's thoughts and stuff like that. There's crazy shit around the corner.
Fucking technology's getting out of control.
Yeah.
The cryogenically freezing thing, and while it interests me because I have no desire to die ever, that is also like, I mean, you're dead. Like that's the cryogenic freezing is death.
Oops.
I gotta get the light going. Somebody comment on that?
No.
Okay.
I just noticed.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So we lose Betty White. I mean, they say that these things kind of come in threes. Hopefully, that is the third. Then we can not have these.
Madden, Reeves, and Betty White.
Yeah. That'd be really nice to not lose some influential people for a while and get 2022 started off in a much more positive fashion than 2020 or fucking 2021 started off. So I mean, first task is going to be to shove that fist up COVID's ass because I'm not doing another COVID year. Not a whole year. Can't fucking do it. So we gotta attack that right away.
Yeah, hopefully we can find a way to get done and over with all this bullshit. But if you're a conspiracy theorist, you might think otherwise.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not.
This is not the conspiracy theory podcast.
This is not the conspiracy theory podcast.
Unless
Unless we're talking about
fun,
the Washington football teams
and Gruden
emails and then the conspiracy theories are definitely going to fly. But everything
and if
else,
we're gonna do conspiracy theories, we got to get the goose on because that boy loves talking to him.
Oh gosh, fucking goose. All right, so we got anything else other than starting to get into some of these games and any other intros?
No, not really. I don't think. Just as kind of a side note, it's been a common theme of definitely the whole season, but the past several weeks, COVID is running rampant right now as far as its effects on the bowl games and especially on the NFL games this weekend.
NFL starting quarterback still going out.
Yes, so we are trying our best to keep up with it. Obviously, the more notable the name, the more that we're going to know about it. Just take a lot of what we're saying as far as betting lines and probabilities for these games with a grain of salt because these things are changing rapidly. By tomorrow morning, I guarantee we will have more players not playing than are expected to play right now because of COVID protocol stuff. So it's going to be changing things up significantly. So while you might be watching this live with us now, or you might be watching this in the future as a replay, just know that we are operating as of just after 6 p.m. in Arizona time with the information that we have available.
Right.
Because it is actively changing.
We're not fortune tellers. We take the information that we have available to us at the time when we make our picks. If you guys are betting along with us and you have not been doing well, I apologize. We are going to try to turn that fucking around this week. I've done pretty good on my bets, but I've also had a couple of losses. Staring a loss in the face. Not too far from now, if Ohio State can't turn this fucking game around. So with that, you want to go ahead and get into some of the college games from today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the big one for you, like you were talking about, is Utah, Ohio State, number 11 Utah versus Ohio State. That game is going on right now. We are in the fourth quarter. And
fourth quarter, 11:55 left. Ohio State has the ball, and they have to go down and get a touchdown here to fucking hopefully tie this game up. I need Ohio State to cover. Ohio State covering would be super dope, but it's not going to pay me nearly as much because of some of the things that happened in the earlier games. I got a push on the Iowa game because they were +3. Kentucky hit it right at 3. But yeah, I'm tired of watching Ohio State give up so many goddamn yards. They've been
That's the thing.
Once again, they've been getting run all over.
The offense looks like it's performing pretty damn well because this is a high-scoring game right now.
It is incredibly high.
But you've got C.J. Stroud, 25-33 for 440 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's a pretty damn good-looking stat line.
Absolutely lighting it up. And Jackson Smith-Njigba is playing out of his fucking mind. He has the record for most receiving yards in the Rose Bowl, and there's still 11 fucking minutes left in this game.
The offense is still out on the field, and he has 11 receptions, 287 yards, and 2 touchdowns right now.
Yeah.
So definitely a good showing for him. But Utah, and on the other hand, is obviously playing well because they're winning right now, 38-31. Ohio State looks like they're running down the field here. They're down to about the 11, 12 yard line in scoring territory here.
Yeah.
So
big boy, fucking fullback, rumbling down the field. Got absolutely smacked at the end of the play, but great fucking run. We've been great at putting points on the board. Watching this game, Ohio State has done a really bad job of rallying to the ball and fucking tackling. We have not made any goddamn tackles basically on the first contact.
Now, I'm not positive about the Rose Bowl stat with Njigba. It's saying on here that he has the record for the most receiving yards in a game in Ohio State history.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anything yet about the record for Rose Bowl. But either way, he is breaking records. So it's a pretty impressive game for him.
And Ohio State has had some really good fucking wide receivers go through there. Chris Carter, David Boston. Like, there's been some fucking dudes that have played for Ohio State. So, yeah.
We got a little comment here from Torres. Just so you can prepare, I'm going to Facebook video call you, Mike, for this shot.
Okay.
Old Torres has been on the Facebook socials, making it aware ahead of time that he's expecting shots of alcohol with Thick Mike over here.
Yeah, he is definitely. He's been calling me out since we did the episode. Last episode, he said every time that we do a show, he's gonna make me drink. He didn't call in last episode, so I kind of busted his balls. He did not. So 2 episodes is when he called in. Last one, he did not busted his balls about it. So now I guarantee he will be calling every chance that he gets to make me drink.
Absolutely.
Which I got no problem with. I enjoy a little alcoholic beverage here and there. And Tutter. Let's fucking go. We got to kick that extra point now. All right. So Ohio State is looking like they're going to tie this game up if they make the extra point. Other games from today, Penn State took on Arkansas. Penn State played really good in the first quarter, and then they stopped playing good. Arkansas just had way too much up front. Was able to win up front, kind of run the ball towards that later half of the game. Iowa, Kentucky. Iowa goes down 17-20. Iowa, once again, they're a Big Ten school. They play ugly football. They like to just kind of pound it. And Kentucky was able to get the better of them. Another really high-scoring game from today, though, the Oklahoma State Notre Dame. This is a game that I was actively watching, and then this is where I also took my nap. So I saw Oklahoma State kind of mounting a comeback after Notre Dame got up big early, and Oklahoma State's really good at fucking football. I kind of thought that they were going to win that Big 12. They obviously did not. Oklahoma gets them in the Big 12 championship game, but Oklahoma State's very good. I don't really think Notre Dame is that good, but they did play a pretty decent game. Losing 37-35 is not.
Yeah, that would be a fun game to watch just because it's close and it's high scoring like that. You know, I think we've talked about this before. I like watching good defensive battles, even if it's low scoring,
right?
Especially if it's not because like the offenses are just playing bad, but it's because like you see the defenses
shining around.
Like, and that's tougher as a passive fan to watch because you might not know what you're seeing.
Right.
Being someone who's coached football a little bit, been very involved with the schematics of football, watching a good defensive performance gets me going.
Right.
So, you know, those low scoring games and stuff like that, where it's good defensive performances and just that not like the offense is not taking advantage of stuff. I like watching that stuff.
So that Iowa Kentucky game would have been right up your alley.
Yeah. But a high scoring game also is fun to watch because it's explosive.
Yeah, absolutely. Like this Ohio State Utah game has fucking been super fun to watch. There's been moments where I've been super pissed off when we, can't tackle a quarterback on a fucking 4th down QB draw. He takes off for 65. And then watching Smith and Jigba just go ham and get behind every secondary player that Utah could possibly think to put on the field with ease. So still a lot of good football going on. We got another game going on tonight. That's the All-State Sugar Bowl. We got Baylor versus Ole Miss. This is going to be another opportunity. Well, I don't know. Is the fucking kid from Ole Miss playing in that bowl game? Their quarterback.
Matt Corral?
Yeah. Is Corral playing? Do we know?
I believe so.
Because I know that Pickett sat out the other night for Pitt in their bowl game. I was confused on the last episode. I said that Pitt had already played their bowl game. They had not. They played it, last night or 2 nights ago. And Pickett was not on the field. The game I was talking about where he did the fake slide, that was the ACC championship game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see anything about if he's fucking playing or not. Look, they got him pictured here though.
Yeah, they do have some stat line stuff up for him on ESPN, and my computer is just running slow as hell because it's a Chromebook.
I mean, they're not going to put up. Well, they might put up because they're saying season leaders. Oh, we get to see this kid play. I want to see the big time, potential first round picks come out and play. Get one last little look. Now, Pickett probably didn't need to. Pickett just seemed like he's the number 1 quarterback coming out. But
we'll see.
We'll see.
This is, you have your first round number 1 overall guys type thing by the end of the college football season, the entire offseason is a whole different another beast.
Correct.
Because that's when guys are doing nothing and getting all sorts of movement. So we'll see. And that's Mike and I talked a little bit last episode about potential first round pick quarterbacks or potential quarterbacks in the next draft. We've started our little review sessions on it. I know that you were watching a little of Des Ridder yesterday.
I was watching Des.
I went ahead and looked into Malik Wilson or Malik Willis a little bit. Just, beginning passively looking into it. And I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
So I have not got a chance to look at Malik yet. But I'm excited to actually kind of go back and look and see what he's got going. Obviously, most of the stuff we're going to be able to find is going to be highlight tape kind of stuff, unless we can get some game replays. But watching Ridder go against Alabama, Ridder is an athletic guy. And we talked about this kind of through text a little bit. Ridder's an athletic guy, and I thought he would be able to do a little bit more damage with his legs against that Alabama defense. So either Alabama is incredibly athletic or Ridder's is not as athletic as I thought, or he is hesitant to make that decision to pull it down and go make a fucking play when it looked like there were times where he absolutely could. His touch looked pretty good. Looked like he was scared to kind of push the ball down the field, which is the opposite of the things that you were kind of talking about early in the year. Is that big arm, will let it rip, not a lot of accuracy, not a lot of touch. And I kind of saw the opposite playing that Alabama.
That's the thing defense. Is that I've seen him unload. I've seen him with a really strong arm, but I don't see them use it in this offense. It's the film from the previous years where you got to see that a little bit more, and I'm not seeing it as much this year. And then the accuracy issues I was seeing throughout the season. You said that it seemed like he was having okay touch passes and whatnot. Yeah. And then as far as his athleticism, again, I've seen it in previous years in the older cut-ups and stuff of film of him where he is very dynamic when he's using those legs. But this offense seems to just not suit him for doing that. I don't know whether or not he's allowed to run like he's supposed to in this offense, or if that is just him not doing it. I don't know. But it looks like the starting quarterback for Utah just went down. Head injury. He was just laying there still, and they got him out there holding on the neck and stuff like that. So that's not good for Utah.
No, not at all.
Yeah, that obviously could be a huge impact to the rest of this game.
Yeah, so I want Ohio State to win. I don't want them to win because Utah's quarterback goes out. That kid's played a great fucking game today. So I don't want to see it end that way. If this is what kind of changes and turns the tide for Ohio State to go out and put this thing away. I hate injuries, man. There's not much else I can say. Injuries suck. They're part of the game, but I wish they were not. However, let's go Ohio State. All right. Any other college stuff you wanted to talk about? I know we talked a little bit about Ridder.
Other than that, like I said, we're starting to get into a little bit of the film of those quarterbacks. Like I said, Malik Willis, being that I really hadn't paid much of any attention to him from Liberty, until you talked about him last time. And then I started watching some cut-ups of some of the quarterbacks and whatnot. With Ridder, I feel like he has a lot of potential, but that his course probably will be as a mid to high-end NFL backup, right? Unless he is in that perfect situation where he is able to sit for 1 to 2 years, kind of like what I think Trey Lance needs.
Yes.
Sit for 1 to 2 years and then be in a system that suits a dual threat quarterback who leans a little bit more towards the pass, but still uses those legs. I think that's the perfect situation for him, but I don't that's just super lucky if you get into that situation.
Right. That's not a guarantee.
If he's not going to be a super high for 1 overall pick or something like that, that's when you get those options. Once you're in the second round or later, then teams can go after a guy that suits their system a little bit better. But Malik Willis, like I said, he impressed me. He looked bigger physically on the field than he actually is to me. But
he's playing at Liberty, so maybe some of the guys he's out there with are a little smaller.
So on film, he looked bigger, but I say this, he's standing next to the other guys. He didn't look as big as they were. So he still is a smaller quarterback, but by no means is he like a Kyler Murray small or a Russell Wilson small or anything like that.
So he's probably like a 6 foot, 6'1".
He's 6'1", I believe, is what he's listed at.
Yeah.
A little thick.
We like them thick boys.
He's built up, but he looked like he wanted to pass first, but damn, does he have some good legs too. Real strong arm, great looking throw and everything. I was impressed by what I saw from him. But right now you're just seeing all these highlight reels and stuff like that on YouTube,
right?
Before they have like their all 22 type versions of film out there and things to watch. Some of the knocks were a little bit of accuracy issues sometimes, some bad decision making, which is to be expected. But the comp to him was that I kept on seeing was Josh Allen, just without as big of a frame. So I like the sound of that.
Yeah, that sounds great. I like the sound of that as well. Because I don't necessarily need my quarterback to be 6'4". I mean, 6'1", it sounds fucking fine to me. Obviously, I'm a Baker fan, so I'm totally good with 6'1" as a quarterback. But if you're getting a comp to Josh Allen, those type of measurables, that's really good fucking measurables to go up against. Obviously, you never know what's going to happen in the draft. It's a goddamn crapshoot. But anytime you can get those good metrics, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
For sure. But yeah, so we are going to continue to watch.
Oh, for sure.
Players,
we will absolutely be breaking down.
We'll break that stuff down for sure.
Yeah, especially as we start finding out who is and who is not coming out. There's not that much college football left. We are going to have an all SEC college football playoff final game. That's going to be Alabama versus Georgia. Kind of expected once I saw the way the playoffs were laid out. I think Georgia will get the better of Alabama this time instead of the way it went down the last time. I knew Michigan had no fucking business being there. Georgia was way too good. They're too fast for Michigan. Michigan was really helped in that Ohio State game by the weather because, you put athletes out on those kinds of conditions. Everybody slows down, which helps the defense typically.
Quick update on this game. Quarterback for Utah was up. He was walking around. They walked him into the 10th.
Okay.
So he's probably going to be getting evaluated for a concussion.
Yeah.
Concussion protocol type stuff. I don't know exactly how that works in college compared to the NFL. But Utah just had to punt.
Ohio State getting the ball, 8 minutes left. I expected a quick touchdown here. Kind of take the air out of their sails a little bit more. Obviously, your quarterback goes down.
They're talking about the Baylor Ole Miss here, and they got Matt Corral
up
there. So
Corral's up there, so I think he's got to be playing. Yeah. So I'm excited to see that. I want to see what this kid's got because I don't really watch too much SEC football. Mm-hmm. People say that they're great athletes. Man, Alabama they're boring as shit to watch because they are beating the piss out of some Division II team. Or
they fuck everyone up.
Yeah. Now the Georgia-Alabama game, I'm excited to see, but that game always ends up being really slowed down. It gets really bogged down. Two really good defenses though, but that's our college football playoff final this year, and hopefully we will not end up with any more 4-team fucking playoffs. 2 of them being from the same conference after this year. They need to expand this shit to at least 8 teams. I had a buddy talking about a 12-team playoff. I don't know about that. That might be a little much. 8 teams for sure. I could see that. But I mean, if you're because for a 12-team playoff, your top 4 are going to have buys. Your 8 are going to play each other. I mean, so that's potentially 3 playoff games. If you're coming from the 5 to 12 spots, that's going to make it very hard for anybody to win a fucking national championship coming from one of those spots. So I think 8 is probably the right number, just 2 games. Actually, that would be 3 games as well, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Yeah. Well, fuck them. We need 8 teams. At a minimum, we need 8 teams. We need more fucking college football. Maybe take a game off of the regular season schedule, though, if we're going to do that. I don't know how much we want. These guys are not pros yet. They're still not pros, even though they are now allowed to get NIL deals. But that's just a lot of fucking football to play while you're also going to college.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Pretty much. All right. Let's go. Another little catch there by Ohio State. It looks like they're just kind of running over this defense again. I mean, if the team, if Utah has lost their quarterback for the rest of the game. They're going to be deflated.
Yeah.
So this is the time to kind of take advantage of it and just go get some points real quick. All right, are you ready for some NFL football?
Yeah, I think so, man. Let's go ahead and start kind of diving in because we have got a lot of fucking games to go over. And yeah, we got a fucking full slate, 16 games. So yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
All righty. So starting off with our early games, we have the Falcons at the Bills being played in New York. The line right now on Caesars is Buffalo minus 14.5. That's a huge spread, over under at 44. Now the Falcons can put up some points. The Bills have been known to play bad at some points this year against teams that they should absolutely beat. 14.5 points is way too much for me. And I don't like those double-digit spreads too much in general, but 14.5 points is a lot. The Bills absolutely should be winning this game. If they want to, make a good playoff run, they need to start not messing up against lesser teams, and not to denigrate the Falcons here, but they are a lesser team.
Lesser team.
They're lucky to have that team. To be 7-8, to be honest. Buffalo should win this game. I would be much more favorable to like 8 or 9 point spread. But this 14.5 is pretty wild. I'm taking the Bills to win this one. But I think I would take the Falcons with the points.
Yeah, so I definitely got Bills outright here on the money line. This is not going to be that close of a game. This is not a competition. But when I say it's not that close of a game, it's within 14 points, I think. And the spread's at fucking 14.5. That's way too many fucking points to be given up. I think the Falcons, who have not been great this year, but have not been terrible either, can keep this within 2 touchdowns against the Bills. There's absolutely nothing that tells me that they're going to just absolutely get demolished. Like one of the other spreads I'm going to take later on when we get to it, because this is not the biggest point spread of the weekend at 14.5.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely like the Bills on the money line. If I'm going to go with the spread, I got Falcons plus 14.5.
Yep. All right. So I'm going to throw up the ticker here on the bottom.
Okay.
But I'm also going to make sure that we get this Lineman Lounge hotline displayed as well for anyone that wants to call in and comment. We know that Torres is going to be looking for that.
Yeah, we know Torres is dying to call in.
Yep. All righty. Next game, we've got the Giants and the Bears being played in Chicago. It's going to be a nice balmy 22 degrees there. The line is currently Chicago minus 6 with an over-under of 36.5. Real low scoring game here.
That kid is so good at football. That kid is so good at football.
Third touchdown of the day here for Smith and Jigba. 30-yard touchdown reception.
Oh, my goodness. It was an absolute beautiful throw. Dropped it right in a fucking bucket over his right shoulder. Sorry, there might be a couple outbursts while we're getting into these games until this one is fucking over. So Bears, Giants.
You don't have Daniel Jones.
I don't have Daniel Jones
for the Bears. Andy Dalton's going to be starting for the Bears because what's his name? Fuck the rookie.
Justin Fields?
Yeah, Justin Fields is still nursing an ankle injury.
Yep.
A little surprising, I guess, that Big Dick Foles isn't going to just...
I think it's a good idea to bring him in off the bench. Let Andy go out there and not play very well, and then bring Nick in to fucking win the game. I don't know if they need
to, honestly.
I don't think they do either.
The way that the Bears have played some people this year, at 5-10, I think they're a little bit better than a 5-10 team because they have duked it out with some good teams this year. Mm-hmm. I think that the Bears probably can cover this -6 against the Giants, who are just fucking reeling.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I'm going with the Bears -6. The Giants are terrible. The Giants don't have their best quarterback playing, and their best quarterback is not very good. Their best offensive weapon has been not great all year in Saquon Barkley. The Bears are going to win. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to win. I even have them winning this thing by a touchdown. By 7 points and covering a spread of -6.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have the Chiefs and the Bengals. This should be a really good matchup. This game's being played in Cincinnati. Over and under of 50.5 with Kansas City -4.
Yeah. So the over-under, I think we're definitely going to see over. I mean, that 25 points apiece per team, I don't feel like that's unrealistic.
Especially with the Chiefs having porous defense in general. But the Chiefs also have, their offense has come back at the latter part of this year and looked real good. I mean, Mahomes was the offensive or the offensive player of the month for December for the AFC, I believe.
Yeah.
So he's obviously been looking a lot better. But the Bengals just have a terrific offense as well, and their defense is better than the Chiefs. So I don't know if we're going to see the over 50, 25 points apiece. We definitely could see that. But Kansas City -4. I do think Kansas City is going to win this game.
I do think Kansas City is going to win this game as well. I also need Kansas City to win this game very badly. And I also like them to cover here.
I don't know if it'll be by -4 or not. I could see it being closer.
I can see the Bengals having a big letdown after last week. I think the Chiefs are looking to absolutely lock up the number 1 seed in the NFL. They need to get that done, so everybody has to go through Arrowhead. And this is the weekend that they can clinch that with the Bengals. I think they go out, they put in a fucking great game. I think they can win this by 5 or 6 points. So I'm going Chiefs with the -4. Now, there is a little bit of worry about the backfield for the Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out, will not play in this game, but Damian Williams has had a pretty damn good year for them. They've done enough without CEH in there. I think they should be fine in this game.
A strong running attack would definitely benefit the Chiefs, but they've kind of done it all year without having much of a run game.
I mean, CEH was out for a very long time.
Yeah, and they've had Jerick McKinnon and just a different bunch of Jags playing back there. Yeah. And they've not been super impressive or anything by any means. So it's the passing offense and that dynamic aspect of the Chiefs that makes their offense work. Again, if they could get a running game going, cool, that would be great. That would make them even more dangerous, but they don't need it in order to win this game. And so I'm going to take the Chiefs to win outright. This game could be closer, though, and the Bengals have surprised some people. I know it's not what you want, but they have surprised some people.
They have.
So I actually see this being more like a 3-point game. But that makes me want to take the Bengals plus 4.
+4.
Yeah. Ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next we got the Dolphins and the Titans being played in Nashville. It is Tennessee -3 with an over and under of 40. So Dolphins,
they're hot, man. They're so hot.
7
straight wins. They are kind of coming together. They don't have enough weapons. I still think they don't have enough weapons. Now, getting Jalen Waddle back was obviously huge for that team. He basically was their offense on Monday night. I mean, Devontae Parker was completely shut out the entire night, and everybody knew the ball was going to Waddle, and he still made plays all fucking night. So they are getting better. Having Jalen Waddle back gives them an opportunity to make some plays. I just don't know if they can make enough plays in this game to take down Tennessee. Tennessee is also fighting for a playoff spot. They need to make sure they kind of get that locked up. I like both of these coaches, Brian Flores and Mike Vrabel, are fantastic fucking old school ball fucking coaches. But I am on Tennessee here, and I am on Tennessee minus the 3 points.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee minus the 3 points as well. So the Dolphins, all credit to them for winning their last 7 games. And they've looked all right doing it, but statistically, they've done it with I don't remember. I was looking at this stat sheet yesterday. It's like one of the worst return games, one of the lowest rushing yards per game average for the running backs. They're getting by winning these games, and they're scrappy. Essentially, they're not very productive on offense.
No,
which says a lot about their defense.
Yeah, I mean, their defense is getting much better.
They're not doing a ton on offense to make it happen. They're just doing enough. And they haven't been playing the strongest talent teams. So Dolphins, all credit to them for winning the last 7. That's an awesome run for them, and they're definitely within this playoff hunt. And if they were to win this game, that's going to say a whole lot. But for me, I think the Titans are a better team. So I have the Titans winning. I am taking the -3 for the Titans as well.
All right, so both on Titans and the -3 there. And Utah is slowly moving down the field with pass interference call after fucking pass interference call. Yep. So this game could, well, I mean, there's still 2 minutes left. This game could go to overtime if Ohio State gets the ball back with enough time, though. I mean, the way that offense has moved today, they could easily go right down the field.
No, I'm surprised they actually called that a pass interference. I mean, the defender did not turn around and look for the ball, and I don't know how the college rules differ from the NFL.
It is not a rule. You do not have. There's no face card.
There really wasn't any interference there. He was just jumping up.
That's a touchdown.
Blocking it. I don't know. All righty. Well,
so that game's going to get real exciting here in the last minute and a half.
Mm-hmm. Next game for us, we have the Raiders and the Colts. So if Torres wants to call in, this would be the time to do that. I'm not sure that he's currently watching.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But Colts Raiders being played in Indianapolis. The line is Indy -8 and the over and under of 44.5 points. So it's the Colts all day for me. I don't trust the Raiders to put up against a good team at this point. I could see Indy winning -8, but I'm just going to take the money line on this Indy winning this game. I feel like they're at the point where they're just going to, oh, well, there you go.
There he is.
We're just going to see Indy run the ball, do their thing, win the game.
Hang on, man. I'm gonna mute you real quick.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I'm on Indy here for sure, man. I don't have a ton of faith in the Raiders right now. They are kind of reeling a little bit, and the Colts are just so fucking good right now. Carson Wentz is back. Fucking Darius Leonard is back. That whole team goes on the COVID list early in the week, and thanks to NFL's new protocols, they're all fucking back off the COVID protocol list before the game starts. That is a huge boost emotionally for that team, as schematically they are going to go in there, and I think they're going to smack the fucking Raiders. I am taking the Colts -7.5. I think they could win this by 10. I do not like the Raiders' chance in this game at all.
Yeah, that's the Colts. Look, Colts are doing great right now. They have been awesome. Their game is really focused on that run game, but the passing offense obviously works for it. And like we're saying, Carson Wentz COVID protocol, but he's been cleared. He just needs to be cleared by an independent doctor or his doctor, something like that, in order to play. But that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. So you want to get into it with our boy
so
Torres?
I'm going to go
here?
ahead and we're going to bring Torres on. Go ahead, Torres. What you got? You got anything on our breakdown of the game there? Anything you want to talk about Colts, or you just calling to do a shot?
I'm pretty sure that the Colts broke the NFL's COVID protocol. They're just like, all right, cool. Colts have no players left. Yeah, we should probably cut that in half and let's do it 5 days, because I swear it was like Carson Wentz is out. 2 minutes later, NFL Players Association changes their rules, and I was like, there we go.
I mean, I don't think it's in favor of the Colts. I think that was a long time coming.
You're not going to change my mind.
It's okay. I don't have to change your mind. I do think that it was a long time coming, though. After week 16, when they had like 6 fucking guys who had no business being on the fucking field playing quarterback, the NFL was like, listen, this is crunch time. This is when teams need to win these games. This is when we want our best talent on the field. And they absolutely did not. They're like, all right, fuck it. We need to make some more goddamn money because we don't make enough as the NFL. We're gonna cut back on these COVID protocols, get these good players back on the field, and we're going to, be ready to put our best product and protect the shield, as it were. So
Yes.
All right. So I assume I know the real reason you called in was to do this shot.
All good. Lineman Lounge in Torres fashion. Let's either shotgun a beer or take a shot, and I got my shot ready to go.
Oh, and he's wearing the Colts tarp right now.
He is wearing the Colts tarp
on the little live stream here. What is that a shot of?
That is definitely tequila. We're talking to Torres. This is definitely tequila. There was not going to be anything else he was going to take a shot of. Now, I do wish I had not put this chew in before we started talking about this game, so I'm going to have to.
I saw you put that in, and I was like, ooh. And then I heard Colts come in, and I was like, ooh.
No, I'm going to take that out for this shot because, well, I'm not a shot guy to begin with, and I definitely do not want to yak on the podcast. I don't feel like that's good for the brand.
It could be good for the brand.
I'm still kind of convinced that I want to make you yak on the podcast, so I will continue trying.
Well, one shotgun or a shot at a time ain't going to do it. But
challenge accepted.
We will we'll go ahead and get ready to do this. So I'm going to do a shot of Maker's 46 because that's what I have on hand. I actually brought in 2 shot glasses if you would like to make Evo join in on this.
Well, I just put a dip in.
Evo up on this.
Evo just put a dip in as well.
Yeah, fuck it.
All right. So
Mama didn't raise no bitch. All right, minute 37 left in the game.
Minute 37.
And
minute
time
33.
is dropping.
Second down and 3. Ohio State. Come on, boys. I mean, I need them to cover by 5 here, so touchdown would be great. I don't want no damn field goal.
Now, I don't think I talked about this on the last podcast because I don't know that I would have had a reason to. But I did just figure out, got a little history lesson as to, when you're taking shots or drinks, you clink them on the deck.
Yeah.
The reason behind that right now is good luck. It's a good luck thing. However, back in the Prohibition era, when you would clink your glass on the ground on the table, if it started to bubble, it was a sign that the liquor was bad.
Oh.
So that's why people would give a little clinky clink to see if they had bad liquor in the Prohibition era. So it was for your health, essentially.
I mean, I'm still doing it for my health,
Absolutely.
essentially.
So,
I did not know that, though. That's a nice little piece of
little
history lesson from the show.
Education for everybody watching the pod. Now, feel free to Google me and check that because I also got that from watching a podcast where they were talking about it.
Okay, because if you got this from the internet, it's very obviously 100% true.
Yeah.
There's no way it couldn't be true if it was on the internet.
You can't fight the science.
Right.
I am the science, Fauci.
Well, it's science that can't be questioned isn't science. There's a little Aaron Rodgers quote
We
for
ain't
you.
getting into that. I mean, I'm sure we could, but
all right. So Torres, we are ready here, sir. Thank you very much for always calling in, supporting.
Lounge, or am I just gonna be like looking at a ceiling fan?
Oh, you let me prop you up here. Got all this shit in my way. Get you turned here.
get him turned.
Get you turned. All right, there we go.
A little first down by Njigba
All right.
in the red zone.
Cheers, boys. Here's to a great 2022. Hope you had a great holiday yesterday.
First shot.
Gotta love that Makers, man.
I'm just not a shot guy. Like, I'll drink Makers on the rocks. Something about taking a shot. It takes me back to when I was definitely over the age of 21. And
Woo! Down the 1.
All right, here
Down
we
the
go.
1 yard line.
Come on. Let's go. Let's get this touchdown. I want the fucking touchdown.
Shots
not
are
3 points.
Shots are not my thing anymore either. I feel like I don't drink to the point of excess anymore. Where like if I'm taking shots, it's like I want to get fucked up.
Yeah, that's hey, we're getting fucking shit house tonight kind of feel, and that is not necessarily my thing. I like having some drinks. I will get a little drunk here and there.
That's what I normally go for. But if I'm taking shots, it's with the intent of getting my shit rocked.
Yeah, I'm trying to get fucked up if I'm doing shots. So thank you, Torres. I appreciate you calling in and doing the shot with us, big guy.
You think they just take the field goal here?
I hope they don't take the field goal. All right, buddy. We're going to let you go. We're going to get back to this, finish this Ohio State game, and then continue breaking down these other games.
Thanks, Torres.
All right, brother. Love it. Bye.
So
right.
the Colts Raiders game there, we're both taking the Colts to win this one.
Yeah.
Are you taking the Indy -8?
I thought was it -6? Oh no, it's -7.5. -7.5 on FanDuel. I don't know what it is on Caesars. I have not looked
-8 on Caesars.
-8 on Caesars. So I'm taking the Colts -7.5. I think they're going to win by 10 points here.
I could definitely see that. I'm just going to take the money line though for this one, Colts with outright win.
All right.
So I'm going to kind of pause us from continuing on to our next game here because obviously we got
some big shit going on over here.
Moment on our they're just taking the field.
God damn it. Come on.
12 seconds left and they're pulling out Noah Ruggles, the senior.
Noah Ruggles. What a fucking classic name. That's a kicker's name for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Really wanted to see a touchdown there for the cover, but
it's uprights.
It's good.
Right.
This game is not over though.
Nope. 9 seconds left.
And Utah has a fucking dude as their returner. He's already returned one today. He's been close on a couple others.
Yeah, he's just sitting here. We've seen a couple good returns.
Yeah, so this game is not fucking over. This cat can fucking move. He is a shifty fucking little white dude. They were actually talking about this during the game. They're not sure if he's one of those guys that's gonna get drafted, but he said, listen, if you just put me in front of some NFL coaches and let me show them what I can do, I can go out and I could be a returner. I could be a slot guy for anybody in the league. So this guy has a fire, has a passion, wants to fucking go on and kind of prove that at the next level. And he has put some really goddamn good film on tape today against one of the best teams in the country in Ohio State. So I am a little nervous for this fucking kickoff. Yep. This needs to be out of the back of the end zone. And at this point, I don't give a fuck if we kick it out of bounds. This kid cannot touch the ball with a chance to win the game. And
it is the backup quarterback that's in Barnes. At least he was on that last touchdown scoring drive. So he was able to drive the ball down the field against the Ohio State defense.
Right.
So
with 9 seconds, this kid can't touch the ball. Cannot touch the ball.
Right, they got to squib it. Like one of them long squibs where it gets down there, but maybe not down all the way to the returner.
Yeah, get it to that second line. And they kicked it deep. Fuck.
It's not deep enough.
Not deep enough.
Caught at the 10-yard line, 9-yard line. And he's going backwards. And he's tackled. Fumble. He thought about pitching it backwards, but
God.
That you can't do.
Okay, they called him down. Thank God.
And that's the final.
That is the game. Whew, Ohio State comes out and finishes that thing off. I would have loved the touchdown there for the bet that I have. But a fucking win's a win. This was a great game. 45-48, absolute shootout. And that Covey kid, he's going to get a look somewhere. I don't know if he will get drafted, but somebody will definitely bring him in, probably as an undrafted free agent if he doesn't get drafted, as a potential kick returner, number 5-6 receiver type guy.
Sure. If he's good on special teams other than just returning as well, that's what makes you get on a roster. All right, so we'll look at the next game now, another morning game. We have the Jaguars and the Patriots being played in Foxborough. The line for this is New England -16.5 according to Caesars.
Yep.
And an over-under of 41.5. I'm actually surprised 41.5 is the over-under. I thought this might have been a little bit lower even with that sort of spread.
Yeah.
Because the Jaguars are a poop.
They're fucking awful.
And the Patriots are the Patriots, and we're in January right now. They've looked good. Obviously, they haven't won all of their most recent games.
No, I mean the Bills got the better of them, but
yep.
the Jags are definitely not the fucking Bills.
Mm-hmm.
41.5. I like the over in that because I think this game could potentially be 42-0. I think the Patriots are going to come out and absolutely stomp a shithole in this Jags team. I don't have a problem typically taking, a larger spread, but this is a fucking massive spread. This might be the biggest spread I've ever bet on in my life. And I still am going Patriots -16.5 against the Jags because the Jags are so fucking bad. They're just awful at football. So I'm on the Patriots for sure on the money line. I mean, the money line doesn't pay a goddamn thing anyways. It's -1,200 on the money line. So $1,200 wins you 100.
Yeah, and this is one of those that I would like to say we should add on to our Lineman Lounge bet, just a money line bet. But I mean, that's probably going to end up hurting some of the payouts a little bit.
That will definitely hurt the payouts.
So,
But I am on the Patriots minus 16.5. They win this thing by three TDs, I think. No faith whatsoever in the Jacksonville Jaguars to play actual sound football.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots to win this money line. I'm not going to touch that spread again. I'm not the type of guy that likes those big double-digit ones. Even though, like you said, that the Patriots could win like 42-0 here. I think the Jags might put up some points, like 3, or something like that.
Maybe 7.
But I could absolutely see this be a 21-point spread. I'm just not the type of person to touch those sorts of things.
Right.
So Patriots winning for me. I think that's a pretty outright foregone conclusion. Showing the stats here for CJ Stroud, not too bad. 37-46, 573 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 pick.
Yeah. That's a big fucking day.
In a bowl game?
In a bowl game. It's one of the best teams in the country. In Utah, they're ranked number 11. The kid is awesome. I had my doubts on him early on. After he sat out a week with a little injury, came back, looked really good, kind of started to fix some of those issues I saw early on where he was, always high on his throws. Tips and overthrows are the way balls get intercepted. That's how corners make the Pro Bowl in the NFL. It's tips and overthrows. Yep. And he kind of corrected that. He got himself up in New York for the Heisman ceremony, did not win it, but he absolutely has a chance to win it next year. I mean, he's got a good group of receivers. We didn't have Garrett Wilson or Chris Olave playing in this game, and he still put up those kinds of numbers. Ohio State is going to be back next year with a chance with CJ Stroud to go and make another run at this playoff, and we'll see how many teams actually fucking get in next year.
Yep. All right, next NFL game for us, another kind of barn burner type game. We have the Bucs and the Jets. The line for this one, according to Caesars, is minus 13 Tampa Bay with an over-under of 45.5. Now, the Jets can put up some more points than Jacksonville, but not a whole lot. And you are playing the Bucs. They're a much better team. We saw how bringing AB back helped that offense out a little bit. And even with the injuries and stuff like that Tampa Bay has had, I still think that they will absolutely trounce the Jets here. Arians, I don't believe he's on the COVID list right now, quarantining, but I'm not sure if he's going to.
Bruce Arians today cleared protocols and will coach versus the Jets.
All right. So that helps them out a little bit. Though it would have been interesting to see if he wasn't there, if you'd have, their OC take over, since the OC, Byron Leftwich, is being looked at some head coaching positions. By the way, speaking of Jacksonville in the previous game, Doug Peterson has interviewed with them. Or if he hasn't interviewed yet, he will be the first person to in-person interview with the Jaguars.
Okay.
So Doug Peterson, former Eagles head coach, Super Bowl coach, he's going to be interviewing with the Jaguars. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm not a big Peterson fan.
I mean, he did okay with Carson for a little while. Maybe he can go ahead and help out Trevor Lawrence. I'm tired of the retread fucking coaches. Let's get some new blood in there. Let's get some new guys. Let's see what some of these other guys got. Now Peterson's not a bad coach. He won a Super Bowl.
I'm not a huge fan of him. I think that once you saw his OC leave, go over to the Colts, once you saw DeFilippo leave as a quarterback's coach, because DeFilippo's not a good offensive coordinator, but obviously he was able to do some good stuff there with Carson as the quarterback's coach. Once you saw those guys leave, the next year they were hot garbage. I don't like Peterson as a head coach, really. That's just me personally. I think I do have a disdain for the Eagles. After the Minnesota Miracle, we played the Eagles and we had that hangover and lost to them, and then having to watch the Eagles play in Minnesota in the Super Bowl. That sucked. So I have a dislike towards the Eagles because of that, not just because they're the favorite team of Bobbert Goblin, the sideline reporter for the Eagles. I don't like Peterson too much, but I suppose it wouldn't be a horrible fit for them to have a head coach go down there who is a pro. He knows what it is to win a Super Bowl. He's got some experience with quarterbacks and whatnot. So we'll see what happens down there in Jacksonville. I'm not super concerned that they're going to become any great team in the next 2 to 3 years. So,
yeah, I'm not worried about that either. I'm definitely on the firm belief that that team needs so much more than just the right head coach. I mean, they fired my guy, old fucking finger popping Urban Meyer, and they have not gotten any better. There's no emotional morale boost. They're still fucking terrible.
You've got, obviously Etienne didn't play
Yeah.
because he's hurt. You got James Robinson now out with an Achilles. They're just a team kind of hurt and reeling. They need the offseason. They need it to come sooner than later. Playing these games right now doesn't really do them any good because it's not like they're playing like their backups to see what they got, because they've been playing backups all year because their whole team is filled with a lot of backups. So they're wanting that offseason to just hurry up and come.
Yeah, well, and that's the same way I feel about this Jets team. The Jets are trying to limp their fucking way into the goddamn offseason. Try to keep Zach Wilson alive. Don't let him ruin his confidence any more than he probably already has, because he has not been good. He had a good game against Jacksonville, but
we got a Torres comment. How do I feel more sober after a shot than before? # Lineman Lounge hangover cure. That's probably because you're used to operating off of a slight buzz, which puts you back into more of your normal feeling realm.
There you go.
There might be
that or a little hair of the dog.
Yeah, possibly.
Which is definitely my favorite way to deal with a hangover. But I'm on the Bucks for sure. Bucks minus 13 even. The Jets are going to get smacked again.
Yeah, Bucks, I got them winning again. Double-digit line. I actually feel okay about this one, the minus 13. I kind of do.
2 tuds.
So I'm
Seems
thinking
like it's reasonable.
I'm thinking that I'm taking the Bucks and I'm taking the points.
All right.
All
so
right.
Both on the Bucks there.
Yep. Next game, we got the Eagles and Washington football team being played in Landover, Maryland. Philadelphia minus 4.5, over under of 44.5. I do think the Eagles are a better team, but I think the spread is a little bit bigger than I was expecting personally. Yes, the Washington football team actually got their shit pushed in last week.
Badly. It was it was ugly.
Yeah, it was a real ugly game, but I think that's just because the Cowboys are, a damn good team. I think this one will be a lot closer than the 4.5 points here. I am going to pick Philly to win, but I'm going to take Washington with the points, actually. I don't know. This is just my gut telling me this one. I don't know why. And Matt Corral's first pass.
It's
intercepted.
Throw it into there were fucking 5 goddamn Baylor defenders there. Well, I don't know where the hell he's throwing that ball.
Yeah, so that's fun. Ole Miss and Baylor has started. Yeah, so your thoughts on the Eagles and Washington football team?
I was really on the Washington football team for a while. I really liked Heineke, the way he started to kind of come to his own, start making some plays. But I'm not there anymore. Heineke had a really, really tough game against Cowboys. The Eagles played pretty good defense, and the Eagles know who they are now. They know that they are a running team. They can absolutely go out and push this ball and run it right down their throat basically all game. We have another call.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right. Hey, Joe, you are on. Give me 1 second, though. I'm going to finish breaking down this game, then we'll bring you on, all right?
All
right. Yeah, so the Eagles, for me, are they're really coming into their own. They're in a position to actually make the playoffs. They know who they are. They are a running team. Dogs barking on Joe's phone. I should have turned that down. I think the Eagles can get this win. I think they can cover. We said it was about 4.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can get that 4.5. I think they can win probably by 6 points here. I feel for Washington. Washington really needs to get healthy in the offseason. They have a lot of guys hurt on the defensive side. They have missed one of their weapons that they thought was going to be a big time for them in Curtis Samuel this year. So I'm on the Eagles, and I'm taking the Eagles minus the points.
All righty.
All right, Joe, you are on the line. What are you going to talk about, man?
All right, man. Aiden told me to call.
Okay.
Torres, I forgot. I didn't know you guys were doing your show right now. I missed the whole thing.
Well, we put it on the socials.
You guys could get me up to speed real quick.
So we talked about some of the college football from today. Ohio State just got a big win. College football going on right now. We're doing our picks. Torres called in for a shot.
We haven't gotten to the 49ers yet.
Yeah,
but
no Niners yet.
We're still working on the morning games for tomorrow, but the 49ers are coming up.
About the Niners yet.
We are about 3 games away, but we can get into this Texans-Niners game right now if you want us to.
I think now's a good time before time to eat dinner.
All right. So the Texans and the Niners are playing in Santa Clara. We've got San Francisco minus 12.5, according to Caesars, with an over-under of 43.5. I don't see any way that the 49ers should lose this game. However, last week, the Texans were able to take it to the Chargers. So that's a little bit concerning. And the 49ers have been kind of looking a little bit more vanilla since they played the Vikings a couple weeks ago. So I don't know. San Francisco minus 12.5. I don't feel comfortable taking that. I think San Francisco should win this game, but I don't know if they're going to win by 12.5.
I am kind of on the same boat. I definitely got San Francisco on the money line here. 12.5 seems like a bit much, though, just because Houston is playing better. Davis Mills ain't a bad fucking quarterback right now for that team. I think he can probably keep them within
the
that
Stanford
12
product
and a half
has
points.
been surprisingly good for a 4th-round pick.
Yeah, so I'm on the 49ers on the money line. Texans the cover 12.5. Where are you at on this, Joe? Do you like your guys this weekend?
12 is way too much. And only because I'm going to say this. If Jimmy plays, he's freaking hurt. And he's probably not going to play. You're going to get Trey Lance.
Yeah, so Jimmy is banged up. Did he practice yet this week?
I don't think so.
No. He didn't throw.
Okay, so that is a big factor in this fucking game. If we see Trey Lance, I mean, I expect to see probably very few Trey Lance passes. We'll see some boots, some of him running, and they'll throw when they have to. But the 49ers are good enough to be able to just run the ball and beat this Texans team. But if that's what they're doing, there's no way they're going to cover that 12.5, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, you've also got for your guys' betting info, you've also got a lot of holes in defense right now because of injuries.
Okay.
All right.
Minor, but they're major.
All right, who are we talking about?
Mitchell might not play again.
Mm.
Aziz Al-Shaair, linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And Hart is not 100%.
Jaquiski?
Is our strong safety. Yeah.
Well, that definitely will make a bit of a difference. I mean, look, it actually makes it a little bit more concerning for me. The way the Texans played last week versus the Chargers, it kind of makes you question what the heck is going on there. Was that the Chargers or was that the Texans playing really good? I mean, look, you guys should win this game, even with Lance playing there, but, it's making it feel a little bit more shaky to me, at least. I definitely don't like the 12.5 at this point. I mean, I didn't like it before, but I absolutely wouldn't touch that right now for the 49ers. That's feeling a lot more like the Texans plus 12.5 for me.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Evo, hang on a second. My penis wants to talk to you.
Okay. What's up, little rock star?
He's saying that he feels like it's not going to be a blowout, but if we do win, it will be.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I don't know what to tell you.
I still don't think it's a blowout, especially without Jimmy in there. I'm glad little Rockstar could contribute to the show, though.
Yeah. On another note, I thought Joe Rockstar was going to be in our fantasy football league championship, but apparently he wasn't able to.
I thought you were.
Yeah, I thought I would be too. Unfortunately, we both lost. So we have our 3rd place matchup going on this weekend, starting tomorrow, between myself and Joe Rockstar. So we'll see who the best 3rd is in the league come tomorrow.
I guess I should have done my roster.
You should have. I didn't do it until this morning. So
I mean, you still got time, especially with COVID. You never know what's going to happen. Set those lineups probably about 10 o'clock here, and you should be all right.
Yeah, a game that means absolutely nothing because we don't get any sort of extra payout or anything like that for 3rd place. So absolutely nothing other than bragging rights, I suppose. So that'll be me and Joe tomorrow.
Plaque for the alternates is in the ladies' room.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. Right next to where you got to sit down and take a pee.
Hey, here's a good thing. you and I are both not getting the Sacco this year, so that's good.
That's true, unless someone puts it in your stead again, and then we'll see a whole bunch of pictures of you naked with the trophy.
Hmm.
We love those pictures, don't we?
They were pretty fun. I still like to look back on them from time to time, again, when I need to make sure I don't get an erection.
Well, I just want to tell you guys, sorry I missed the show. I really like the show. I just had to put some flooring in my closet, so
All
I
right.
just finished.
Well, Joe, we appreciate you calling in. We appreciate the support, man. Thanks for everything that you do and the way you support us, man. We appreciate it.
Take it easy, guys.
All right,
Have a
brother.
good night. Good luck with your bets.
All right,
All
thanks,
right, have
man.
a good one. All right, and then we had a comment here from Torres. I love Joe, lol. And then we also have a random hello from Facebook user.
Facebook user, hello as well. Guys, if you're on the Facebook watching this and you want to comment and you want to be able to, put your name on the hello or anything else you want to say, make sure you allow StreamYard to, access your information. And then that way, anything that you type in there will also pop up.
Yeah. Now, we do have a lot of fans that are watching or will watch who are former military members, and we like to lock our Facebook profiles down. So that's probably part of it too.
That absolutely is, and I
blocking that sort of
completely
stuff.
understand that. Well, especially when make sure that you're not putting out things on your social media pages that'll get you in trouble with the military.
Sure.
Or with anybody else, especially if you're currently applying for a job. So I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. So next game, unless we have anything else that we want to talk about.
Not on that one, man.
All right. So we'll go back to the morning games. We have a kind of big one here with the Rams and the Ravens being played in Baltimore. So currently the line is the Rams -6, over under at 46.5. I'm sure this is another one of those games that you want the Rams to really win because it'll help your chances out here a little bit.
It will.
Seeing the Ravens lose. Now the Rams last week were able to beat the Vikings, but they had a pretty horrible offensive showing, especially pass-wise. They were able to kind of run and have their way with the Vikings defense, but passing, I mean, Stafford had 3 picks, and realistically, looking back at it, he should have had 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of balls left out there that could have been intercepted. So they can't have that sort of an offensive showing in the passing game again. And I don't expect them to. I expect them to kind of get themselves right, especially against this Ravens pass defense. And I believe that, like we've talked about, the script is out there on how to beat this Ravens team.
Yeah. Now, once again, I don't believe Lamar is going to play. He did suit up for practice on Wednesday. Did not practice Thursday. Noticeable limp. Now, they're saying that if at all possible, he is going to play. But if you put Lamar out there right now, I mean, you're not getting the true Lamar Jackson experience. They're not going to have to contend with everything that Lamar can do with him being this banged up. So more than likely, we will see Brett Hundley again. And that leads me into saying that I really like the Rams here. And I think that they have a bounce back game where they did not play great. They will come in. And I think that they can cover the spread of -6. I think they can win this thing by 7 points.
Yeah. I think the Rams should win this by 7 points. I also am taking the Rams, and I'm taking the spread on this one, -6.
All right. So both on the Rams there. And that sets up great for the Browns if the Rams and the Chiefs can go out and get fucking big wins this weekend. But it will come down to Monday night, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yep. All right. Next game, moving into the afternoon, we have the Broncos and the Chargers played in Inglewood. Chargers -7.5, over under of 45.5. After last week's game, man, I don't know. The Broncos aren't a great team, but they're not. I mean, I think they're better than the Texans.
They are better than the Texans. The Texans just came up and showed out.
This needs to be a bounce back game for the Chargers if they want any hope of making the playoffs. Now Eckler is playing in this one. He didn't last week.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps out significantly. But still, it's like the hangover from that last game really scares me. To be taking the Chargers, especially the Chargers at -7.5. So for me, I'm going to take the Chargers on the money line in this one, but I'm not gonna touch that spread right now until I see if this is going to be more of the same or something like that. If the Chargers have just lost the end of their season or what's going on there.
Yeah, so this is a tough game to call for me as well. Is Teddy playing in this game, or is it still going to be Drew Lock?
I'm
That's going to make the difference for
not
me.
positive. I feel like it's still going to be Lock.
Okay, so if it's Lock in this game, then I like the Chargers, and I like them to cover.
By the way, not to get too far off, it's Tyler Huntley, not Brett Hundley.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Brett Hundley, trash. Tyler Huntley,
yeah, Tyler
looking pretty
Huntley.
good.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley. Sorry.
No, I don't want to have anyone accidentally give credit to Brett Hundley and be like, oh, maybe he's actually got something going for him. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
Sorry, my bad. Wrong Huntley there. With Drew Lock playing though, I think the Chargers will get a bounce back. If Teddy's in there, I think this will be a close game. I still like the Chargers to win regardless, but if Drew Lock's playing, I'm taking the Chargers minus the 7.5, just because I've seen Drew Lock have some really special moments, and I've seen Drew Lock have some really not special moments. Like, he is so erratic. He makes really bad decisions with the ball. That's why you've heard me say that he is basically a lock to throw one pick a game. So I'm going Chargers, and
Bridgewater is ruled out for this game.
Bridgewater's out. That means I am on Chargers minus 7.5, especially with Eckler getting back. And this game is going to be played out in LA. So,
yep. Let's see. We're going to learn a little comment here. I don't know if I did that right, so you can see my name. Unfortunately, Facebook user, no, we still can't see your name. But if you want to just put a little signature in your comment,
also right
then that works for us. Obviously, it'll look a little weird when you're looking on the Facebook page because everyone will be able to see your name there. We just can't see it here on StreamYard. Then we also have Torres again. I'm calling. Can I ask if I can be shown on the lounge if I face call Shotgun Mike?
So there is a way to do that. Now we've had some issues. We were trying to do some stuff earlier today, where we get another caller in here. Torres, we will try to send you an invite.
Yeah, Torres, check your Facebook Messenger. I'm going to try to get this going for you.
And if that is the case, and if producer Amber is watching, it sounds like I'm going to need a beer. Really wish I had some fucking Miller Lights left in the fridge. I'm pretty sure all I got is Yinglings, not a beer I want to necessarily shotgun, but Torres, we'll try to get you in here, and we'll see if we can do that, man.
Yeah, I'm operating off of this Chromebook right now, and so having more than like 2 tabs open is a struggle. So going a little slow, but yeah. Torres, just watch your Facebook Messenger.
And I'm operating on my old tablet. I have a new one on the way, though. Actually, Torres is the one that got me turned on to it. So have a new tablet, it'll have a keyboard, everything. I'll be like full-fledged, able to do shit on this thing.
Surface?
No, I'm getting the Samsung Tab S9 Plus.
Okay.
Torres pulled his out. I was like, damn, what the fuck is that? That thing is nice as shit. So I went through, looked at it. I was like, yep, I'm definitely going to do that if I can get it. So that's going on. Not paying for Amber's phone anymore. So that's going right on the Verizon bill. It'll be transparent. Also just, got Mama Carlisle hooked up, got her on the plan, got her a new phone because her phone was absolute dog shit. So we needed to do that for her.
All righty. My name is Abby. I will figure it out eventually.
All right.
Hi, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Do you know an Abby?
I mean, I do, but I don't know who this is.
All right. Well, hi, Abby. Thank you for commenting on the show. Thank you very much for watching. Looks like, yep, there's my beer.
All right.
I'm going to have to get another, I'm going to use your keys again, and I'm probably going to squirt this beer all over the fucking place when that happens.
Oh, squirt.
All right. So do you want to move on to the next game while we wait to see if Torres figures out how to get the fuck in here?
Yeah, absolutely. So next game that we got, we'll skip that Texans 49ers. We already went over it. We got the Cardinals and the Cowboys being played in Dallas. The line is -6.5 for Dallas and over under of 52. So expecting it to be a high scoring game. 6.5 for Dallas. I mean, the way that we've been seeing the Cardinals play, That's
That's
possible.
doable for sure.
A little message from the producer Amber. Abby is in Ohio. We are getting out there. Welcome, Abby. Hi, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Thank
for
you for
tuning
tuning in. That's awesome. Good job for producer Amber tracking that stuff down for us. That's why we have her. Aside from the fact that she basically takes care of me, my kids, and feeds me. Also nice to have her, helping us out with stuff like that.
Absolutely. All right. So, but like we were saying with the Cardinals and Cowboys, I got the Cowboys winning this one. The Cardinals just have not looked great as of late, despite what people like Spicy Mike wants to say, with them being able to contain Taylor. I don't know, man. It seems like the Cardinal season is kind of winding down a little bit.
Yeah, they're on their heels right now. They are fucking scrambling. I do not like their game management. I do not like their play calling right now, and not having D-Hop. That means Trayvon Diggs is going to be on probably AJ Green. Give me Trayvon Diggs in that matchup all fucking day. And can that Cardinals team get back to doing what they were before, running the ball with James Conner, being effective there, allowing some play action pass to come off of that? If they don't get back to that recipe that really kind of made them go, I think they're going to limp into the playoffs. Now, they're already in, so this game is irrelevant to them. Cowboys still want to go for, better seeding. I think the Cardinals are trying to play for some better seeding as well. I just don't think it's going to matter. I really liked what the Cowboys did. Dak started looking like Dak again. So I'm on the Cowboys, and I'm taking the -6.5.
All right. Yeah, I'm just going to take the money line for the Cowboys winning this one. Beyond that, I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Cardinals for the rest of the season. Obviously, we're kind of down towards the end of it. So it'll be interesting. All right. I think Dallas is going to have a hard time containing Murray. It's possible. It's possible for sure. But Dallas's defense looked real good last week. And then also, Amber Carla, thank you. I like to watch podcasts. I play a lot of fantasy football, so I like to hear many opinions. Well, we're glad that you're able to tune in, Abby, get our opinions. We are we're okay with football, but
yeah.
I
mean, we're a couple of thick boys who love sitting here shooting the shit, talk sports, especially talk football. We've done okay in the gambling front. We've done pretty okay in fantasy football. Obviously, you came up a little short from what you wanted in our league. I won the one championship, got championship 2. Producer Amber absolutely doing a great job. And it looks like we have Torres. We'll bring him in just a second. It has been really cool to see us branch out a little bit. And I'm excited to hopefully get 2 championships in these podcast fucking leagues, because that's really going to, kind of show, hey, listen, I'm better than you, and I know it.
Yep, absolutely. All right, Torres, can you hear us, buddy?
Got you, loud and clear.
All righty. So we got Torres on here. He helped us with the intro theme and everything, so people have heard him call in over the past several weeks and whatnot. He's been a big supporter of the show, so thanks a lot.
Also, big contributor. Cannot thank him enough for the work he did on that intro song. Came over here, laid down some riffs, listened to that kind of stuff. Then he was able to kind of put it together, splice everything together, send me that product that I went and was able to make it work for the video. It took me a little extra time getting it ready for the audio portion. Had to do some adjusting there, but that guy definitely helped me with that editing process. So big shout out, Torres. Thank you very much for that, buddy.
Lineman Lounge.
All right, so I guess it's time for us to get this shotgun.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, got a key.
Yo, right. Evo, where you at?
What up? Nah, I ain't taking a shotgun, bro. I got
a shotgun
later. That shot was enough for me. I'll drink a little bit of my energy drink here just to make sure I'm good to go for the rest of the day.
All right.
Oh, I'm hearing some fizzing over there.
Oh, yeah.
And wouldn't you know it, Torres has a knife in his hand, like always.
If he doesn't have a knife in his hand, I'm actually worried more for my safety.
Mike's over here figuring out a hole.
Yeah, that I am.
All right, boys. You want me to give you a little countdown here?
Yeah, let's
Do
do
it.
it.
All right. 3, 2, 1, shoot. What type of shotgun was that? Out of the top, Torres?
I was going to
That was
ask you what
cold.
the fuck was happening right there.
That was cold.
Oh, boy. I don't know
George,
if I've ever seen that before.
So I'm going to beat you in these shotguns every single time if you continue to do it with that Mickey Mouse technique that you got going right there. You got to drink out of the hole that you create.
I get that. I kind of covered it as I was going through it and then realized.
Yeah, that every single time
I'll kill
I'm
you
going
on
to beat you
shots
if
every
that's,
day,
if
so
that's
don't
the
worry about
technique you're going with.
No, fucking clown shoes. You're not showing up for the Colts right there. That's a Carson Wentz type of shotgun. We got to get you doing it out of the right side of the can, out of the side, not out of the top. But you'll get there. You'll grow up one of these days.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Torres, thanks for calling in. Thanks for the shotgun.
Yeah.
We got some family coming in.
No. She walked out. She's like, no.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, tell Mrs. Torres that we love her and thank you very much as well for
Of course.
allowing you the time to come over and help contribute to the show, man.
Hey, firm. Love you guys.
All right, buddy. Love
Love
you.
you too, man. Thanks for tuning in. All right. Aiden Jonathan Tonto.
And once again, Facebook user, we don't know who that was. Guys, if it shows up as Facebook user, just toss your name in there. You don't have to give the rights if you don't want to for StreamYard. Just toss in, hey, who this is. That way we can give you a shout out as well.
Yep. Now, going back to this Dallas Cardinals game and something that I believe it was Abby brought up, that she thinks Dallas is going to have a hard time containing Murray. That's possible. The Dallas defense looked amazing versus Washington the week prior.
Heineke, not a mobile guy. Kyler is, right?
Yeah, he definitely is. And I think that if they have difficulty containing Murray, Murray is a good off-rhythm quarterback. If he's able to get off rhythm and get outside of the pocket, that's when he makes things happen. When the play breaks down, that's when he shines. And that's been one of the big problems with Murray, is that when he's contained, he just does not look as good. Dallas's D-line is able to contain a quarterback. When you have a guy like a Micah Parsons,
that's exactly what I was going to bring
that
up.
can shadow a Kyler Murray, that's where that's an even matchup right there. So I'm actually going to lean a little bit more towards Dallas being able to contain Murray in this one.
Me too, and it's because of Micah Parsons. So Micah is a guy that is very multiple. He can be.
What's up, Vasquez?
Vasquez, what's up, buddy? He's a guy that can play multiple positions. He lines up as a D end on 3rd and 4th down. He will line up at weak side backer. He will line up as a middle backer. He can spy. He can do.
How long before
everything.
they get him in on an offensive play, a la, like the Fridge Perry back
man,
with the Bears or something like that?
I'd line him up at a fucking tight end spot, and
I could see him playing tight end. I could see him being your lead blocker. He's got that sort of athleticism and kind of fire and drive, where I could see him being out there as a fullback lead blocker type situation. I think Corral just had another pick.
Yeah. No,
not a pick.
Not a pick. Oh, great fucking hit though.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope they don't call that targeting. I hate the guy
right on the ball.
I fucking hate the targeting calls in college. It is the worst rule. Like, I understand if you want to say you want to take certain hits out of the game, but to eject a kid for the rest of the game, or potentially that half of football, and then the next half of the next game he's in, that's too fucking much. Like, give him the 15, fine. That hurts your team enough. You don't need to be taking these kids off the fucking field. It's too fucking much. I hate the goddamn targeting penalty.
Yep. So what we're talking about here is Ole Miss and Baylor. Baylor's defensive back Woods, number 22, just came, put his helmet right on the ball after a reception by Ole Miss, knocked the ball right out. It's ruled as a fumble. There's no targeting call as of this time. So real nice turnover there by Baylor. And if that's, Baylor's strategy for the game is going to be playing this hard defense, that's going to rough up Ole Miss's offense. That could definitely keep him in the game.
Yeah, and these number one potential quarterbacks.
All right, we got Jesus J. Vasquez. Papas, what's up?
Oh.
And another little comment here. You think Dak will continue to be back on track? I do.
I do too. I really do. So I was worried about Dak for a while. You could see that he did not look right.
It was a matter of time, I think, for him to get back on track. Obviously, there was that little hang up after the leg injury, but we're seeing him. This was a get well game for him against Washington last week, and I think that they're going to be able to continue to show that going forward. It's the right time for them to get back on track right before the playoffs, and I think that's what we saw. I guess we can get rid of the sexy Toyota shotguns thing, huh? Yeah, we don't need that.
We don't need that.
All righty. And then we also have another little comment here saying this is the best podcast. We appreciate that.
We do.
We like to have a little bit of fun, some silly goose times on here, obviously. Some drinks, drink responsibly.
Obviously. That would have been a great thing to say. I mean, always drink responsibly, never drink and drive. Hopefully everybody was safe last night, got home safe. One of the big nights where people do dumb shit is New Year's, and I don't understand it, but always drink responsibly. That's all I'm going to say. I'll also gamble responsibly.
Yep. So I do have Dallas winning this game. I'm not going to take the spread right now, but do have Dallas win this game versus the Cardinals.
I got Dallas, and I'm going to have them take the spread. I think Cardinals are really, really reeling right now, and Kyler is going to have to make some unbelievable plays, but I really think Micah Parsons is the guy that can shadow him and kind of shut that stuff down.
Yep. All right, Torres. I'm sorry. Sexy Torres shotguns. It is a must, but it's just can't stick up there the whole time.
It can't stay up there the whole time. That could be our little segment when you call in. That could absolutely be a banner up there for you for those times, but it can't be up there the whole episode. We want to give other people a chance to call in on 520-338-9771. That's the Lineman Lounge hotline. Also, if you guys are betting along, we're making our picks. You can also see the ticker at the bottom. In case you missed any of our breakdowns earlier, you can go back and watch on YouTube, Facebook, also on Twitter. Anytime this is over, I don't know if you can rewind while it's live. Maybe on YouTube,
live, but yeah.
Maybe on YouTube you can. I don't think you can on the Facebook or the Twitter though.
I don't know. I haven't actually watched one of our shows as it's going on.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Unfortunately, we're in here.
Yeah, I mean, life's tough. Life's tough. You can't do it all.
All righty. So next game, we've got the Panthers and the Saints being played in New Orleans, and the line is New Orleans -6.5 with an over/under of 37.5. This is a tough one.
This is an interesting game and an interesting line. The Saints, they had a chance. I mean, based on what Vegas was saying, they had a chance last week playing good defense. They just couldn't score any fucking points. Taysom Hill is back this week, though. I think Taysom Hill gives this team a better option at quarterback, can do a lot of different things. I think getting a little bit of read option, getting Alvin Kamara out on the edge would help this team a lot. They did a ton of Alvin Kamara runs in between the tackles guards, and that's just not the kind of back he is. He needs to be out on the edge. He needs to be catching swing passes, screens, things like that. You need this guy in space, and I think Taysom gives them that ability to add more of that back into this offense that they did not have last weekend. Maybe they can score some more points, and the Saints defense is really fucking good.
Yeah. I'm taking the Saints in this one. It's really weird if you were to, at the beginning of the year or even last year, if you were to be like, if you're just looking at quarterback situations, which is the better one, Taysom Hill or Cam Newton, I think we'd all be leaning on Cam Newton. Yeah. Other than his comeback game with the Panthers,
I'm not sure Cam's playing. I think Darnold's playing this game.
Really?
Which makes me lean even more towards the Saints.
Yeah. But I'm not going to take the money line on this one, but I am going to take, I'm not going to take the spread, but I am going to take the Saints money line winning this game. But we do have another question here.
Okay.
This one from Abby. See, you got the Facebook stuff changed up so we can see who you are now. That's awesome. Thank you. So not to change the subject, but do you think that the Rams stay the same if Cooper Kupp does not play? How much of the offense is he? Kupp is a huge part of their offense. I mean, obviously he's their best receiver. Yeah. When him and Woods were out there, it was pretty dynamic. If Kupp doesn't play, obviously it's going to change the offense some, but I think against the Ravens that they still have some other options, whether it be OBJ or I think Higbee will be back.
Higbee should be back this week. I do like Van Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
Losing Robert Woods was really hurt this offense because of all the things that they used Robert Woods for in this offense. But Cooper Kupp is the guy that makes this thing go. He is the security blanket.
Yeah.
He is the guy that Stafford looks for whenever Stafford needs a play to happen. I think you take him off the field, this team is not the same. They're not even close to the same.
I think it affects the spread, but I still think the Rams win this game because the Rams can still run the ball some. All right. They're supposed to be getting Cam Akers back. I don't know if Akers is going to be playing this game.
If he comes back, I think it'll probably be for a playoff run because they're already in. No reason, unless they want to get him one game week 18, just to get his legs back under him before the playoffs start.
But I think that they can still run the ball at least semi-effectively, and they do have some decent receiving options out there where they can still take advantage of this Ravens defense and the way that people have figured out how to play for the Ravens right now. Matt Corral's hurt. I still got the Rams win this game. It's closer because Kupp has just been lights out, outstanding. But if we're talking just singularly about this game, I still think the Rams win versus the Ravens. I don't know if it'll be as big of a margin that they win by, but realistically, if Kupp is out for this game, I think it bodes well for them overall because even if you're sitting out because of an injury, you're still getting a little bit more rest. It's almost getting like a little bit of an extra bye week, and that's something that these guys kind of need going into the playoffs for a long run. That could be helpful to them.
Now, I haven't seen anything about Cooper Kupp being out, and he's dinged up, right? But I don't think he's out, right?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to check
do
that.
a quick little Google search here.
I mean, because is it going to affect that game? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Cooper Kupp is one of the best receivers in the NFL this year. He's played fantastic. He's a huge part of that offense.
Yeah, and I'm not seeing anything right here in the recent news about him not playing this week.
Yeah, so I mean, Cooper Kupp's out there. Then I like them minus the 6. If Cooper Kupp's not out there, that's a little closer for me. I still like them on the win. Maybe the minus 6.
And there's potential for Kupp to break that 2,000 receiving yards this week as well.
Yeah, and I mean, if we're talking about future on down the line, because when is Cooper Kupp a free agent? I mean, they can't let him walk.
I don't know.
If they lose Cooper Kupp from that offense, that team drastically changes.
Okay. So Abby says it's hypothetical. Okay. I'm not sure that he's out. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not out. Anything could happen. Obviously, we could wake up tomorrow morning
and fucking COVID could be hammering the league again.
That Pandy special. So who knows? But he should be playing this game. I think he's got the Ravens secondary is depleted. I think that he's got a very good opportunity to break that 2,000 yards.
I think he's going to eat in this game.
Yeah. But hypothetically, if he's not there, let's say next season they only have Woods and not Cooper Kupp. Though I think of the two of them that they're going to work on keeping Kupp. It would definitely change up that offense. Look, Stafford has looked good this year, but he's also shown he is older, he's aging, he's not elite. He's very good. He can play elite, but he's not that consistent game in, game out elite quarterback, especially when you see last week how he was just – look, the Vikings, for whatever reason, have always had Matt Stafford's number. He plays like shit against us all the time. And like I said, we had 3 interceptions last week. Should have been more, 5, 6 interceptions potentially. He plays against us bad. He's made mistakes out there this year and stuff like that, but he's definitely an above average guy, someone that you can get elite potential out of. But when you start removing some of these truly elite potential guys like a Cooper Kupp or a Woods or something like that out of the offense, then it's definitely going to be a detriment to him. Yeah. I mean, we've seen OBJ come in there and he's started to play better. He's started to play better, but we're still not even seeing the same production that we were out of Woods or even Kupp. So it's not the same when you don't have 2 stellar amazing guys out on the field. So it will make a difference.
Yeah, losing Cooper Kupp would be devastating for that team.
Yep. All right. I want the Ravens to lose, Lol. Absolutely.
Well, Abby, if you're out in Ohio, I assume that you're a Browns fan, and we're definitely rooting for the fucking Ravens to lose, and we're rooting for the Bengals to lose this weekend. And then obviously Monday night, Browns are going to have to take care of business. But I'm very excited to talk about that game. Once we get to it, let's hop back into that Saints-Panthers game, though, because we didn't give our picks. So 6.5, it seems like a lot. But I'm pretty sure Sam Darnold starting this game for the Panthers. We know what Darnold is. Darnold tried to fugazi everybody early on in the year, kind of show that he could be a guy. He's not the fucking guy. He's not the guy. He's not a guy. He's just another guy. Yep,
Darnold is starting. He got the starting nod for the Panthers in this game.
Yeah, so I'm on the Saints, and I'm going to take them minus 6.5 because their defense is fucking phenomenal. And I mean, I see her. Abby, thank you very yes, and yes, that's exactly what we're rooting for. Yeah, Saints minus 6.5 for sure. The over under it's going to be a low scoring game. I think. I mean, Taysom gives that team a chance to score more points. They're not going to score a lot of points, and I don't know if the Panthers are going to do much of fucking anything.
Yep, and I got the Saints on the money line for this one as well. Going on to our next game here, we have the Lions and the Seahawks being played in Seattle. The line is Seattle minus 7.5.
How the fuck is this line minus 7.5? I
know, it's
do
surprising.
not.
Well, so
understand
Goff
it.
is not playing again.
I don't care.
It's Tim Boyle.
I mean, okay.
That's got to be where the line's coming from.
I mean, maybe Vegas is onto something. Maybe they're like, Tim Boyle can't put back-to-back games where they keep it relatively close. But they covered last week against the Falcons. I think the Falcons are better than the Seahawks. I don't know why people are on the Seahawks still at all. They have not been good. I mean, Russell's comments about I'm going to be somewhere do not bode well for him staying in Seattle. He is on his last leg there. I think he's about checked out. And I love Motor City Dan Campbell getting this team to play hard in the Detroit Lions. And I am totally on the Lions plus 7.5. That is an easy fucking bet for me to make. I'm thinking about maybe the Lions money line just because I really do not trust or like the Saints.
Yep. Abby's also seeing a Lions win. And then we had a question here about why is Goff out? So I'm honestly not positive why. Other little notes here. Let's see here. Jared Goff is still doubtful, so he's actually nursing an injury. This isn't a COVID thing. The Lions did elevate 5 practice squad players. It sounds like DeAndre Swift actually might be making a return in this game. He is set to return. Goff is doubtful. And so Tim Boyle is preparing to be the starter.
Okay, so
for this game.
So Goff is out because he's banged up. Now they haven't officially ruled out yet. He's doubtful, right?
Yes.
I mean, there's a chance, but if you get the doubtful designation, you're more than likely you're not fucking playing. Questionable, yeah, that's a 50-50 shot. Doubtful, less than 50%. And so
it's a shoulder sprain for Goff.
Throwing or
wait, no, excuse me, that's Swift. My bad. I'm trying to a knee injury for Goff.
I definitely like the Lions on the cover here. 7.5 is too much. Fucking Seahawks are not good at football. And you know what? The Lions aren't great at football either, but what they do is play everybody really goddamn close. So, I mean, I think the Lions are like 10-5 against the spread. That's a great team to bet on if you're betting the spreads. And I'm definitely on it this week. 7.5, way too fucking much.
Yeah. With Goff being out, that makes a difference. But the return of DeAndre Swift, that helps a little bit too. Goff hasn't practiced since Thursday. I don't know if he practiced at all yesterday or Friday or anything like that. But with the doubtful designation, that's pretty much usually the nail in the coffin that a guy's not going to play. I mean, we saw Lamar come out and play with a doubtful designation against the Packers, I believe, at least for a little bit. But for this one, look, I don't trust that Seahawks defense at all. The Lions can run the ball. If they're getting Swift back, that helps. The Seattle defense is atrocious with run defense. They can absolutely be ran all over. With Seattle being 7.5, I'm taking the money line Lions plus the points there.
So you're on
the spread. I'm taking the Lions plus the points. Okay,
so Lions plus the points. You still think the Seahawks can get the dub? Because I'm really leaning towards the fucking Lions on the money line there.
I'm thinking that the Lions could win this game. I'm not confident enough to bet them on the money line.
Yeah.
But with those points, I absolutely am comfortable with that.
Yeah, I'm 100% on the fucking Lions plus 7.5.
All right. So one last game to talk about on Sunday. And that's our Sunday night football game. Unfortunately, the Vikings and the Packers, normally these are the sorts of games that I get absolutely fired up for because whenever we play the Packers, I'm fucking stoked. It would be an uphill fight to beat the Packers in Lambeau in January on what is expected to be one of the coldest games
in NFL
history, let alone this season. Right now, it's predicted to be 8 degrees out there. The line is Green Bay minus 13, over under 42.5. And the reason why the line is this big is because Kirk Cousins is not playing. We have a myriad of other injury things that we're dealing with. Adam Thielen, because of the ankle, was put on the IR for the rest of the year, so he is done. We've played the past several games, apart from the Rams game, without him, and we've gotten by okay. But obviously, that's still an offensive weapon that's not going to be out there. That kind of sucks. Without Kirk Cousins playing, I don't know that we have a chance at all.
No,
this would have to be a complete black and blue grudge match, just running the ball type of thing for us. Which Dalvin, look, the Packers' weakness on defense is run defense.
Mhm.
Dalvin's going to be playing, so there's a potential for us to really lean on that run game a little bit. But the problem is that Sean Mannion is going to be our starting quarterback. Zimmer has already come out and said Mannion's going to be the starter. I absolutely hate this call. The reason why we have Mannion is because he's a good coach on the sideline.
Yep.
That's the only reason why they have had him there, why we brought him back. We have Kellen Mond, rookie this year. I would like to see him play just to see what we have. But this is obviously a really horrible stage to start on. Starting in football, I understand why the team might not want to start him, but as a fan of the Vikings, I would like to see Kellen Mond out there just to see what we have, even though it's not the best of circumstances. Yes, that could hurt a rookie quarterback and their confidence stuff going forward. I still would like to see that. The other thing is that we have brought back Kyle Sloter. All right. So fun thing with Kyle Sloter is that he was our third string quarterback for a while. We brought him over from Denver, picked him off of the practice squad of Denver. And then in the preseasons, when we've had Cousins, Mannion, and Sloter, Mannion normally starts those preseason games and gets us into a nice deep hole. And then Sloter comes in, and every time that Sloter comes in, he brings the team back, and we win. You had chants going on, US Bank Stadium, Sloter chants. The fans really like Kyle Sloter. We've brought Kyle Sloter back. I'm on board. Let's play Sloter.
Right.
I don't want to see Mannion on the field at all because it's going to be atrocious. Like in his 6 starts that he's had in the NFL, I think he has thrown for less than 400 yards total and no touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He has been atrocious. He is there because he is a sideline coach quarterback type thing. He's not there to play football. Unfortunately, this weekend
he's going
to
be asked to play some fucking football.
Yeah, in a pretty shit situation. Look, I guess the only thing that I can hope and is that Mannion, I don't want to say that he gets hurt, but that he plays bad enough in the first quarter where we aren't in a huge hole, but they're like, this just isn't working. Let's try something different. And they get one of those other guys, either Mond or Sloter in there. Because I almost don't want to watch the game because I just don't want to watch Mannion football. I really don't.
Well, and Mannion was out with COVID last week. So
yeah,
he misses a week of practice, gets off the list, comes in. Now he's being asked to start against the best team in the NFL statistically, record-wise.
I like your style, Abby. Green Bay probably is going to win this game and choke in the playoffs. I would love to see them choke in the playoffs.
Abby is coming through with some fucking heat today.
Mm-hmm.
So this game is gonna be terrible. I'm not sure I'm gonna watch this fucking game. I might just be
Sunday Night Football. I'll probably have it on.
I
might turn it off, but I'll probably have it on to start.
I think the new episode of Yellowstone comes out tomorrow night, so I might be doing that instead. Because this game is gonna be fucking terrible. Listen, I like your guys. I think you guys are a pretty decent team. Not having Kirk Cousins is a massive blow. Mannion fucking sucks. We don't know anything about Kellen Mond at this point. I agree. I'd like to see Kellen Mond get some fucking snaps, see what he can do, at least figure out what the kid's got. I mean, you guys spent a 4th-round pick on him?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was picked right before Davis Mills for the Texans. Texans actually wanted Mond. And ended up going with Mills instead. I liked Davis Mills in the draft. I never thought of him as being anything other than a backup quarterback, but I liked what I saw out of him at Stanford as that kind of backup guy.
And I do remember talking about him.
That a little bit.
I do remember talking about him a little bit when we were doing that little draft special. Somebody that you thought maybe had a chance to at least stick around the league, probably not start, but we don't know anything about Kellen Mond at this point. He's only been active for 1 fucking game. Has not seen a snap. He's getting probably 3rd team reps in practice. This is a terrible fucking place to go for a first start. I mean, going into Green Bay, cold weather, and this is Aaron Rodgers fucking feast mode. Your guys' defense has not been great. I am firmly on the Packers on the money line, and I think I'm going to take them on the spread at minus 13.5.
Yeah,
I could
I'm
see this
expecting
being
the Vikings to lose.
I could
With
see
Mannion
a
playing,
touchdown game.
yeah, with Mannion playing, I'm not expecting to see anything special. We do have a nice little question here, though. Not to get too far ahead, but do you guys see any team that has a good chance at beating Green Bay in the postseason in the NFC? And my answer
In the NFC?
in the NFC, I think everyone in the playoff picture can beat them. I think the Cowboys can beat them. I think the Rams can beat them.
I don't know
think
about the
Bucs can beat
Cardinals
them.
at this point.
The Cardinals, they played them very close. Now, it was a different situation. We had injuries and stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I think that the Cardinals, if they figure their shit out, they can beat them. Odds are that they probably wouldn't, because Green Bay is going to have home field advantage.
Mhm.
It's going to be tough for Arizona to go up there and play
Yeah.
in Green Bay in that sort of weather.
And that's the thing I think that people are forgetting is Green Bay, have they already locked up, or are they locking it up this weekend for number 1 seed?
I don't think that they've locked up the 1 seed.
So
but I'm not
this
positive.
weekend would lock up number 1 seed. Everybody's going to have to go through Green Bay in fucking January. That is going to be tough. I think if there is a team that could do it, I would go with Tampa. Tom is very used to playing in those shitty cold weather environments.
I think Dallas, Tampa,
Dallas
and the
could
Rams
do it.
all can do it. And then
Dallas could do it if they run the ball effectively.
Your other teams in the hunt here are the 49ers, the Eagles.
I mean,
and
I know who Green Bay doesn't want to play, and that's the goddamn
the
49ers.
Yeah, because the 49ers always have their number, it seems
Yeah.
like. Now, I don't know if that 49ers can go into Green Bay in January.
They've done it before, but
they have, but it's not the same team.
it's not the same team.
But to answer your question that we have up there on the screen, can people beat Green Bay? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that there's a multitude of teams. I don't like
Fucking
Green Bay as the
Baltimore
1 seed.
almost did it. Cleveland almost did it. I mean, those
The Vikings have beat them.
The Vikings, yeah, went. You didn't go in there. You went in.
No, they came to us and we ran all over them.
I think that in Green Bay is going to be tougher, but there are teams that absolutely can beat them. They have the best record in the NFL, but are they head and shoulders above every other team? No, I don't think we have a team like that this year in the NFL. There's been a ton of fucking parity.
Mhm.
Like there is not a single team.
You'll have sets
that
of
team
like
is
3-4
good.
weeks where a team is absolutely red hot. The Ravens at the beginning of the year, absolutely red hot.
Yep.
Once they beat the Chiefs, red hot. And now they've fallen off because people figured them out. You have the Cardinals starting up in like first half of the year, red fucking hot.
Yep.
But their games were still being played fairly close. And now we're kind of seeing that fall off a little bit.
Well, when you have terrible game
You have the Rams, who are top to bottom, one of the best rosters in football. But now they're showing a little bit of weakness and stuff like that. You've got teams out there that will be red hot for a little bit, but no one has really come out and been like, we are the best team in football. There's no doubt about it, to include the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, they obviously have the record that they have, but I don't think that they are that good of a team as far as their record goes.
Mm-hmm.
They've shown weaknesses. They've played a lot of close games with teams that they should have been playing a lot better against if they are this number 1 team in the NFL. And that's me speaking as a anti-Packers guy. And there's another interception by Baylor, but that wasn't Matt Corral.
Okay.
That's their backup.
Oh, man.
And
First
that's a
points of the
pick
fucking
6.
game coming in on a pick 6 for Baylor. Long ass pick 6 too.
All right. And fact is, Aaron Rodgers usually chokes in the playoffs. Not every time, but there is a pattern. He likes to choke on dicks in the playoffs as well. I hear.
I had to get one of those in.
Absolutely. Fuck that guy.
I love Aaron, man. I know you hate him because you're a Vikings fan. I love Aaron. I love the way he goes about his business. Just fucking
what
doesn't
he
give
hates
a
his family and is an
doesn't
asshole to him.
give a fuck. Goes out, fucking balls out. So I mean, I get it. I hate Lamar. Lamar's great. I hate Lamar.
I don't even think I think he's good, but I don't think he's.
I mean, peak Lamar is MVP. I mean, he's just not. He's not a great thrower.
I still
of
don't
the
trust
ball.
his arm. That's
he's not a great thrower of the ball.
Yeah. All right, so I think we can move on from that Vikings game.
Yeah, we're both on the Packers. I'm even taking
It's a
Packers
dude,
minus 13.5.
Normally we play Green Bay late in the year like this. They stack some of our games against Green Bay late in the year, and they're usually really fun to watch. It's a real big bummer for me that this is not the case.
Yeah, it's not.
Like if Cousins was playing, I think that we have at least a competitive game at this point. It's unless Mannion is out. Not that I like Slaughter or Kellen Mond to give us that much better. Like it's a better chance for us to win, but it still doesn't give me warm and fuzzies about the game.
No.
I'm still probably picking us to lose at that point. But it's just, the spread would be a little bit different in my head at least. But moving on, we got our Monday night game, January 3rd. This is an important one for you. Being played in Pittsburgh, we had the Browns and the Steelers. Possibly Big Ben's last time playing.
Pretty sure it
Heinz
is.
Field.
I'm pretty sure this is Big Ben's last time playing in Heinz Field. He would not.
I'm sure you want to send him out the right way.
He would not have come out and said, "There's a chance that this is my last time." If this isn't his last time, Big Ben's not typically gonna do that kind of thing. He's had a great career. He's he's first ballot Hall of Famer, 2 fucking Super Bowls, I believe 2 Super Bowl MVPs, top 10 passing touchdowns, passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
He's been great. He has 18 straight years. Well, we'll see. He has 17 currently straight years of not having a losing season. This game, though, is going to be the game where he goes out on a losing note because the Browns are going to win this fucking game.
Yep. So the line is Cleveland minus 3.5, over under at 41, and I'm actually surprised that the line is that close.
Me too. So the Browns have been struggling to put points on the board. We saw Baker go out having not good fucking game against the Packers. We were still in that game with a chance to win. If it weren't for a DPI that was not called, there's a potential we go down, kick game, win, field goal. We're not having this conversation where we need some fucking help this weekend. But we are. I think we're going to get that help. I think the Chiefs and the Rams go out and they get their wins. And I think the Browns put themselves in the position for Week 18 game against the Bengals to play for the division crown. The Browns are going to run the ball. They're going to fucking run the ball. Baker is going to.
You saw what happened when the Vikings ran the ball against them.
The Browns are going to run the ball, and Baker is going to come out and play a pretty good game. I'm not saying he's going to be stellar in this game because Baker is still hurt. I don't think we will see the same kinds of mistakes that we did see in the last game. 2 of those picks, not his fault. 2 of those picks, absolutely his fault, though. He's not going to come out, and that's not going to happen again. Fucking Cleveland Browns Twitter has been blowing up that Baker is just a fucking sad sack piece of shit quarterback. We need to run this guy out of town. Apparently, he has received death threats following that Packers game. If you're one of those people who is sending death threats to somebody, a football player after losing a game,
Pretty pathetic.
Yeah, you are a fucking worthless piece of shit. I will absolutely bury you anytime I fucking can. I have no respect for those kinds of people at all. Baker is hurt. He did not play good. He's going to play better in this game. And the deciding factor is going to be this guy on the wall. The Steelers have struggled against the run. The Browns are getting basically fucking everybody back on offense. That whole offensive line is going to be there, ready to go. Our defensive line looks like it's going to be intact. We're going to have Jadeveon. That Steelers offensive line has been banged up. They have not played good. We are going to absolutely throttle this team in Ben's last game in Heinz. I have an immense amount of respect for Ben because of the things he has done. I do not like Ben Roethlisberger.
I have respect for him as a football
I have
player.
respect for him as a football player, not as all of the outside things that he has been alleged to do. I cannot wait to send him out on a losing fucking note. Baker is hurt. He may not be elite, but he's good. Healthy, he's even better. And Abby, I 100% agree. That's exactly where I'm at. I think, Evo, you're basically on that same train, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So for this game, you've kind of already said it. For me, the spread of 3.5 points according to Caesars right now doesn't really make sense to me because the Steelers are a meh team. They can be ran on. The strength of your offense is running. And with Baker being hurt, that's your game plan. Lean on the run. Yep. Lean on the run and the short passing game, stuff like that to, just open it up a little bit. But you don't need Baker going out there and being the one winning the game or losing the game.
No.
Let the runs happen. Let your guys, let Chubb run all over this defense because that's your key to success for the game. Baker doesn't need to do anything special in order to win this game, and don't put him in the position where he has to. It's look, Baker when he is healthy. It sucks that we didn't see him healthy this year, so that way
We
you
get a
guys can
true
know
read
whether or
on-
not you should give him a true extension. 5th-year option is the way to go.
Mhm.
Let him have another year and see what you got from there. But if we're gauging whether or not Baker should get a contract extension off of this season or not, it's really tough because
Yeah.
you don't know.
Can't
You
tell.
don't
You don't know
like.
what he is.
We believe that the injuries are affecting him a lot
Yeah,
because this
for
is a down year for him. You're not seeing what you've seen in the past. It's, in my opinion, probably the injuries, but we don't really know. And there'll always be that question: is the injuries that's causing him to not play too well, or is it just who he is? We need a year with him not being hurt in order to see that. I think Baker is a average, above average quarterback when he is healthy, that he can have some really electric games. I like his moxie. I like his motivational support as a leader on that offensive stuff. It's tough that he's hurt and that we can't really get a true read on it. Either way, this game, I think last week you were talking about Baker's going to come out and he's going to, show that he's much better than what he did versus the Packers.
Mhm.
I don't know if we need to see that.
I don't know if
I would
we
like
need
to
see it, but he's going to play better. He's not throwing 4 fucking picks. That's for goddamn sure. And the fans do need to support him. And it drives me fucking crazy that I want to be plugged into Browns Twitter because, that's a big part of our show is I'm a massive Browns fan. Same thing with the Vikings. We want to find out what people are saying about your team. That's who we represent. That's the people that we talk about a lot on the show. And the things that are said on Browns Twitter or these fucking dumbass Facebook groups that I'm a part of that I'm about to leave, if it weren't for me just pimping the podcast into them, it's asinine. We get people booing them in the fucking middle of the game at home. Death threats, the constant shit coming at them on social. That wears on a player. It has to wear on a player, especially an emotional guy like Baker, because he is an emotional guy. He is very much wears his heart on his sleeve, chip on his shoulder, and he's going to let you fucking know it. So this is going to be a massive game, especially if things go the way we need them to on Sunday. Everybody in that stadium, everybody in the fucking city of Cleveland, anybody in the country who's a Browns fan should be fully on board backing Baker up because that gives us a chance in week 18 to play for a division title, something we haven't had in over 20 goddamn years. We made the playoffs last year. We won a playoff game. That massive drought taken care of. Winning the division has not been done for even longer, and that will be a possibility if things go our way this weekend.
Yep. And booing him at home was wrong. Didn't help his confidence. Absolutely agree, Abby. So that's the thing. Like, if you have a guy who, if the Vikings were putting out Sean Mannion week in, week out, it's understandable why you would be booing. Not necessarily just booing him. You're booing the team at that point. Like, what are you doing? Baker's shown to be a good quarterback. Now, turning on him like this doesn't really help. Like, everyone obviously is disappointed with his production this season.
Yep.
Cleveland, you have every
Baker's
right to be disappointed. Yeah. I mean, who wouldn't be disappointed with what he's done this season? But booing him doesn't really help the situation. You've got to come at it with some context. Now, if he comes out next year and through the first half of the year is playing the same way, it's a little bit more understandable. But it should be less about booing him because he's trying his ass off to win games. He's not out there just,
he's not collecting the picture. He's not Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, he's trying his ass off. It's if the team is not willing to move on from a situation that is bad for them, assuming that this would continue into next year, then it's the team that you should be upset at, not him. We saw it this year when he got hurt in the game, thought, he's out of this game with shoulder injury, I believe.
I can't
and
believe
he came back in. The guy's got a pair.
Oh yeah.
He's got good moxie. That's one of the things that I like about him. I'd rather have that in my quarterback room than Aaron Rodgers with a toe injury who's going to bitch about everything.
The TOVID is fucking.
So, all right. Well, this is an interesting take from Abby. Stefanski should have sat him out against the Lions, and that she blames the coach.
So we did talk about that a little bit, actually. Like, do we need Baker in this game?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. We could have won the case. I mean, we still won. we could have absolutely won that game with Case. Give him a little bit more rest. Now, I do think that he has had some time to continue to heal. He has not been taking as much damage. Packers game was a little rough. He did get banged up a little bit in that game. But I think he is in a position now where he can do some things, but everything has to be right. Baker was a guy before who could, throw off platform and do those types of things, but that's because that's the way he throws. He has a lot of torque up top. Well, when you got a fucking torn labrum, he's not going to have that torque. He's not going to be throwing good balls. That's why we saw that one sail over Jarvis's head. His feet were just fucking terrible, and if he can't torque into that throw like he normally would, that's going to be a problem. So Baker is going to be okay. The Browns are going to be okay in this game. I got the Browns winning. I have them covering 3.5. And if those 3 games work out the way they should, or the way we think that they will go, that sets up a massive fucking game. Week 18 for the division title against the Bengals, a team that we smacked the absolute piss out of early in the season.
All right. So that covers it for our games this week. Do we want to get into a Lineman Lounge parlay?
Yeah. So let's go ahead. I'm totally down. I want to do a Lineman Lounge parlay. Let me go ahead and drop this bet real quick, though. So I got a 16-leg parlay with all the stuff that we picked today. If it hits $10, wins me $295, not $295, $295,000. So if that happens, you will see a very excited Sleeveless Mike on this fucking next podcast. And we'll go ahead. You got 2 and I got 2. So it could be spread, money line, whatever we want, whatever you feel the most confident about going into this weekend.
All right. So I don't want to step on your toes with any of these picks, so I got a couple of them available just in case. First of all, are you planning on having one of your picks be the Browns?
I am not.
Okay, well then I'm taking the Browns minus 3.5.
Okay, Browns minus 3.5.
All right. I also have the Lions plus 7.5.
Lions plus. So that was one that I was very much considering taking, just because that seems like it's way too much. That fucking where the hell is it? That Seahawks team is terrible. So for me, I want to give the people some fucking money. I want to win these people some money. So I want to pick something that I feel very confident in. You know what? I am going to take one spread right here. I'm going to go Colts minus 8 against the Raiders. I know it's a little bit bigger than you typically like going. I just really don't like that Raiders team right now. And I do really like the Colts team. And then we're going to back that up with, let's go. I want to go safe, but not so much that we don't get any fucking money out of it. We're going to go with Saints on the money line.
Okay, Saints minus 6.5.
On the money line.
Oh, excuse me.
Not the spread there.
All right.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right. So for me, just putting that into Caesars Sportsbook here, if you were to do a $10 bet, that's plus 837 odds. The payout would be $93.71. So that's getting your $10 back. So $83.71 for that one.
All right. So if you're doing that on FanDuel, it's plus 849. $10 wins you $84.96. And then you also get your $10 back for a total of $94.96. And that's locked in. I feel pretty good about that. There were some lines I really did not understand. Like the fucking Lions should not. They're shitting on these Lions right now, and I don't know why. They play everybody close, and Seattle sucks. I definitely like the Browns. I didn't want to be the one to do it, though. I didn't want to be that homer pick.
Alrighty. Well, and I put a 33% boost on for myself on that parlay for Caesars, so that'll pay me out a nice little chunk of change.
Nice little chunk there.
But we gotta believe in our picks here. Otherwise, if we're telling them to you and we don't really believe what we're saying, then we're just kind of full of shit. And we ain't full of shit. We're the fucking realest, thickest podcast.
That's right. Game. That is one thing that you will never get from this podcast is a fucking vanilla, watered down version. We're gonna say some shit that probably people are not gonna like, but we're gonna say it 100%.
Saying stuff that everyone was agreeing with, then we ain't keeping it real.
Yeah. All right, so that takes care of the games. We still got college football going on. Ole Miss is trying to make something happen. Was that Corral?
Nope.
No, that's
that's Corral going down right there, being injured.
Oh yeah.
But look, the way that Baylor's been playing this game, the point differential right now does not tell the whole story. Baylor has actually had their Ole Miss's number this whole game. A couple turnovers on defense.
Corral in civilian clothes too.
Corral
He's
is
done
not in uniform. So unless Baylor just completely implodes, I mean, it's surprising that it's only 7-0, to be honest, at least the way that Baylor's defense has been playing. It would take quite an implosion from Baylor to lose this one right now. Just the momentum, I feel like, it's all on Baylor's side.
Yeah, it's all on Baylor's side right now. Losing Corral's going to massively hurt, and Baylor's playing.
It's going to hurt his draft stock too.
Defense. Yeah, I mean, well, he didn't. The things that he did put on tape before he went down did not look good.
He's on crutches.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's not great. I
feel looks like he's a little red in the eyes.
Probably, yeah. He was definitely crying.
Yeah. Not good. Never like to see that.
That looks like it could be a pretty significant injury for Corral.
Yeah, he looks like he's barely holding it together.
Which sucks.
Unfortunate. Well, Mike.
So there is one other thing I did want to talk about, not sports related.
Okay.
So if you guys are unaware, there was a massive fire that broke out in Colorado, the Marshall Fire. A lot of people lost their homes. It sounds like there was no loss of life, which is a good thing, but this is a terrible time of year. People, having the and losing their homes, crazy winds, brush fire that got out of control. And it's a really sad situation. So if you guys can do anything, or if you guys want to do anything for relief for the people in that Marshall Fire, we highly encourage you to do that. I have, friends, family. Luckily, we're not affected, but very close to the area. Some of them were evacuated. This is just a really, really tough situation. And anytime you can take care of somebody, I mean, you can. So,
yep. And if you just Google Marshall Fire donation, you can go to the Rocky Mountain PBS website. They have a donation link on there where you can hop on. You can do a one-time donation or monthly donations in order to support the people and help the people who are, suffering from that fire.
All right. Yeah. So that's the last thing I want to talk about. I wanted to get that information out there. So if anybody who can or wants to help, they kind of know what to go and look for there. So other than that, man, I got nothing else. You got anything?
No, it's nice that, we had a pretty damn active show today. It was nice to start off 2022 that way with the show. So thank you everybody who called in, who's messaging on these videos and stuff like that, working with us on this pod. It's nice to get some feedback and some people talking, bringing up some good questions and stuff like that. That's always fun. But it's nice that we were able to have another pod here. Now I'm going back to my night shift, and I'm assuming you're going back to your day shift.
I'm going back to day shift. We'll probably be back to Saturdays.
Yeah, probably going back to Saturdays. We will let you know on the socials what the upcoming schedule is going to start to look like. But it's been a nice little holiday break. We hope everyone had a happy, safe holidays, had a good time. And we'll get back to it next week.
Next week, man. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you for rocking with us. We are ready to take off into 2022 and just start fucking going at it, getting you guys more content. We're going to try to maybe get some merch. I know we talked about some stickers, me and Amber. We'll see if we want to try to get any like t-shirts or anything like that, but we want to continue to drive this thing, keep pushing it forward. And you guys allow us to do that with your support, with, your comments, your calls, all that stuff. We cannot thank you enough. This is the Lineman Lounge. We are the thickest podcast in sports. See you.
Welcome to the Lineman Lounge, hosted by Mike and Evo, calling their shots and being outlandish.
Breaking news from Lineman Lounge. My fantasy football team just took a huge fucking hit. And that also makes it even more likely that the Raiders are going to beat the Ravens on Monday night. Le'Veon Bell is about to be your starter. Latavius Murray is going to go there as well. Jesus, fuck my ass.
Get ready for the thickest podcast in the game. Coming to you from Hangar 6, where sleeves are optional. Strap in. The show starts right now.